Yeah. Voice
Hashing
live.
things out. Well, I'll get these potatoes.
I was gonna make a potato joke. I 1000% was gonna make a home fries or hash browns joke right there.
Who wants to get the more illegal hash?
What?
Hashes.
Talking about weed?
Yeah. I mean, that's...
Hashish.
Where
But
is
we live
Ellie?
in a
That's a
place where
great question, Lawless.
That's
Don't
legal,
know.
So.
Wait, that's where she is.
Yeah,
How
that's
dare.
where she is. Yep.
How dare?
Yeah.
And, I just wanted to be ridiculous.
I'm sure she'll pop in if she's free. But then again, she's also been here since we started, so she knows it takes, fucking forever for us to actually get going.
Oh god, that's so true. So she might be
As
just...
part of our charm, you say that like it's a bad thing. That is the reason that we do things in the order that we do them. If we wanted to be efficient and straightforward, we would just jump right into it instead of giving any sort of recap, because that gives us more chance to be ridiculous.
Oh, we can
part
have
of our
6
charm,
mods.
Charm.
Yeah.
Are you
I
not
said it.
on Twitch right now?
We're not on Twitch.
You, Dave?
Yeah, I'm on Twitch.
Oh, okay, because
We're all in.
in the active mods is not showing you.
Oh, I'm on.
All right.
I'm a mod. I'm active. I got a little sword next to my chat identity. Don't know what's to tell you.
Weird.
Maybe you just need to refresh.
Yeah. Can we change that to an axe? There's no reason.
No.
So, like, when we ban people, we're executing all that.
So first off, it'd be a hammer because you want the ban hammer.
Ban hammer, that's true.
I don't
Right?
know.
But
No.
I do
No,
not
that's
believe
just-
you can change the mod symbol.
This is a funny idea,
I mean, yeah, it'd be dope, but I don't think I can actually.
Especially if you can customize it.
Live.
I get a fishing pole. Molly gets pot of greed.
Yeah, I would totally have pot of greed.
I was gonna say a millennium piece. But
Puzzle. Yeah, unlimited
Puzzle,
piece
yeah.
would be awesome, but I mean, everyone knows pot of greed. Wait,
Yeah.
what does pot of greed do? Let's draw
hold
2
on.
cards from the deck. Sorry. What would other people be? I stopped. They
Oh.
interrupted.
I don't know.
Eh?
Dave.
I don't
I
know.
really wish this.
It would probably be a 40k symbol of some kind,
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
like
you
a
can give me the rune
what-
of Caleb and Chicane. I'll take
yeah,
that.
like one of the house things. Yeah.
Something that if brought up, he would explain for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
One of
Yep,
those.
I mean, that's anything. Come on, let's be real.
That's fair.
I'm a very verbose individual.
Robos.
I wish the prediction thing would last longer.
You can.
You can
We should
change
probably start doing it once we start playing.
the amount of time.
Yeah.
Half an hour is the most it would let me.
Oh, well, then you can wait to start it until later.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can cancel it and start it again in a second. I'm not dismiss it because I'm not gonna vote.
Thank you.
Oh shit! You know what I didn't do?
What?
Fix the chat thingamajig, and so I'll have to do that once we get on screen.
What now? Who now? Where now?
The way the chat
Wow.
appears on stream, the Roll20 chat.
Ah.
I didn't do that. So
Got
Oh,
it.
whoops.
I'm
Anyway,
gonna,
So to continue
Discord.
with our, I guess, hashing out what we'll believe. Panda, did you have any ideas of?
Nothing, man. I'm bad at mysteries.
That's completely fair.
I'm
It's-
gonna go ahead and
it-
make us face live just so I can fix
Yeah.
that while you guys chit chat, and then we'll get to the recap once.
Oh snap! We're gonna be face live.
Face
like right
lab.
Like right now.
Quick.
Oh, I can dismiss it.
Continue to change
there
your
we go.
facial expressions so they can't identify you. No,
What's that from?
Superman.
what? No, it's
It's the
from
thing Superman did.
Homelander.
It is.
No, not Homelander.
The Boys?
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker.
They got it
The one
from
with,
Superman.
The Boys?
Yeah,
With
with the invisible guy,
Yeah, that's The Boys.
John Cena. Yes.
But that's
The invisible guy. Yeah.
Yeah, that's God. What's his name?
I saw a video the other day of like some jackass was being a dick and like filming John Cena like just kind of out in like a store.
Yeah, Peacemaker. Vigilante, yes. Thank you.
And,
Vigilante.
uh,
Thank you.
Because Vigilante's really funny.
he and he was like being really calm and kind of classy about telling the guy like, "Hey, you're being rude." Like,
Yeah.
And there was just this whole counter. That part was kind of boring. Whatever, right? Like we all probably know John Cena's typically a pretty nice dude in public and whatever, based on stories. But
Yeah.
what was funny was the comments was just like, man, this dude really filming the air for 2.5 minutes. Like, it's just all the John Cena cannot be seen jokes in the comments were fucking great.
Oh, that's cool.
And people being like, I really wanted to make a joke about him being invisible, but he was so classy, I feel like I need to give him respect. And someone else is like, who?
That's like one of my favorite like weird just memes we've all bought into as like a group is just the you can't see me bit, and we just roll with it for no reason.
Yep.
Like anytime there's a thing where it's just John Cena on screen, people are like, why there's just empty airtime? That's ridiculous.
Right? Which is perfect because him doing the "you can't see me" thing was kind of a meme itself. I don't remember if it was just like his brother or his like little cousin or something that was like that basically said like they were like talking about rap videos or whatever, and he was like, yeah, I bet you wouldn't be able to like pull that off, and so he did it just to be like, yeah, I'll do this live, and it actually caught on, as dumb as it was.
John Cena definitely seems like the kind of person who would do the oh, you bet, like anytime somebody's like, you wouldn't do that, he's like, yeah, I would.
Right?
Have you met me?
Oh God, sorry.
But anyway.
No, it's in his name, John Cena.
Oh, Panda.
I feel like you had a thought about that beforehand. Something deep inside telling you like, maybe I shouldn't say this out loud.
I've solved the mystery, guys. It's John Cena. John Cena did it. That's why we haven't been able to see the perpetrator.
Oh my God, you're so right.
One person was invisible. It
was John Cena the whole time.
Yeah,
he could totally dress up as a guard, and no one
welcome
would really...
to whatever this is.
It was Slate Frost Frank Dallas all over again.
I've 1000% solved it, guys. It was John Cena.
Yeah. Slate Frost Frank Dallas is my joke character of Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He's one of your many joke characters, as you also played the Undertaker at one point.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess because we have no other idea, we're just going to go with Dave's earlier idea of reasoning behind theories,
it. But I think that's a theory we at least need to pursue and check down some of our leads. For those of you who were not in our Zoom call for the past 30 minutes, that theory and lead is that the assassin was somehow hired specifically to take out the 3 people they did because they recovered the scroll case that I found in the basement that had that scroll that I can't read, that has the stuff from the Hollow Archive probably that was like stolen from Lady Mashani, and either an agent of Lady Mashani was sent to retrieve it or whatever, and they hired the assassins to kill these people and retrieve the scroll, and we just kind of interrupted part of that and obtain the scroll. That's kind of where we're at thought-wise, that this is a thing we need to at least investigate, not necessarily that this is the whole thing. There are also we have the theories that either somebody in Hearth Modric did this to specifically destabilize and kind of harm Dorad Acquisitions people, or that like somebody did this to target the Markhams in a roundabout way to like make them publicly have problems, not to like actually kill anybody in the Markham family, but to shame the family or put them through weird, difficult situations.
Or even implicate them in the murder. Because remember, Nomula woke up. Right.
And Nomula was implicated in the murder. So
yeah,
there's also that as part of our theory, is that this was done to harm the Markhams without actually killing any member of the Markham family. Or that this was done to harm Dorad Acquisitions or potentially Hearth Modric. But those are our kind of like back and forth that we are stretching a little bit on some of the details because we don't have a whole lot of good evidence for that. But yeah, since you guys weren't in our Zoom call, well, we definitely got nowhere on this fast.
Okay. Well, I think now's as good a time as any to go ahead with that recap there. I think, Panda, you were up?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, my notepad had scrolled like halfway to the right, so it was like in the middle. So it read with "do attack," and I was like, "What? That's not how you start a sentence." So last
Click
time
that-
on what?
Sorry, click that word wrap so
shit,
it
the
doesn't
ads are
scroll to
hitting.
the right.
No.
No,
Never
ads!
mind.
You...
BS for another like minute. Let
What?
the ads play out for people who aren't subscribed.
Oh, man.
No, this is when we're gonna talk about. Man, what are we gonna talk about? Have you tried Antler recently? With my new Antler supplements that I just keep on my shelf, man.
You say that,
delicious.
but you know there's like a health company that has tried
that
that.
grind up
Exactly.
Antler.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I know.
absolutely.
No, straight up, they do the antler
Doo-doo.
felt.
You said doo-doo.
The stuff that grows on the fuzzy part. Yeah, that's. Oh,
Oh.
look at JB being a pro.
Good
Look at
job,
JB.
JB.
Oh,
Being
Let's
an
talk about how
absolute
good
pro
JB is
there.
for. You know,
What a
with
solid pal.
one of my friends that has a higher iron content in their body than others. He is up there.
Because he's
I-
got metal in him. That's
Yeah.
why he said
He's
that.
one of my
Yeah.
most metal friends.
Yeah.
He takes it back.
I
Too
think when
bad,
we
your
get
money is
the-
spent.
Yeah, when we get the thing where we have to say nice things about ourselves, we're also gonna have to say nice things about JB, just so he also feels uncomfortable.
Oh God, I'm not
Well-
looking forward to that. It's gonna hurt.
Well, I guess cool. Yeah, let's get going.
Good
The
enough.
ads are over too. Also, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Go on, Panda. Sorry.
Last time on Stargate. No, Into the Storm. We opened up with Rahala talking to me about we figured out what those arrows do. The arrows that I found underneath. What you do more damage and have a higher chance to hit enemies you know the name of. And I kind of pointed out that was probably used for assassination. Probably not the best, like harmless idea of a thing to find. Like, oh, what do these arrows do? Oh, if I know your name, I have a better chance to kill you with it. It's like, oh. Eli's real name is Timothy. Ah, Moth. Sorry, I'm being attacked by. I know somebody hated my puns. Yeah, Eli's real name is Timothy. That's not true.
It's not. Yeah.
Rahala found a snail on some scrolls that Eli wanted to take a look at. That was important in my notes for a reason. I went looking for Miles because he hasn't been seen recently, and Regeki is like, I kind of need him here because I'm kind of doing his job too. So went and found him at his fiance's grave where he was having a moment, a pretty big moment. And he and Sam talked for a bit about all kinds of things, not to go over it all again, but kind of convinced him to, hey, gonna pull up your britches for a bit and come on back and let's get some stuff done. On the way out, I also saw Casimiro, right?
Yep.
It's Casimiro that I saw? Yeah. Excuse me. Saw Casimiro there, and I talked to her for a bit as well, saying that, it hurts her because she always idolized her brother. And seeing him down like this is pretty hard. So I talked to her for a bit and made her way back. Regeki was talking to, I believe, Eli, saying that we should get paid for the cellar adventure that we had, the cellar bit. That they should be sending some funds our way because of that. Lamia searched the entire house for the painted eyes, and she found a few, some in like a door jam thing, I believe one or two others.
Nope, just the one.
Just the one? Okay. Rahala, we kind of figured out that
We hadn't
Rahala was-
discovered the one in the murder room until then.
That's the one.
Rahala was in that shelf longer than we think, but someone said that she was around when she was in that shelf. So there's like kind of a doppelganger thing going on here that we think somebody is appearing as Rahala, or something weird was going on with that. We're not sure. We intend to find out, I guess. That's the end of my notes.
Someone had, I think it was Eli. I don't remember, but someone had talked to one of the, for lack of a better word, maids in the house that said something about seeing Rahala.
Yeah,
but
so
like
that she was in two
was
places at
carrying
once.
a mirror, and she saw Rahala in the reflection right behind her with her hair like over her face, and freaked the lady out.
Yeah.
She turned around. Rahala was laughing, apologized about it. Then Rahala went into a room. Lady followed, but then she wasn't there. And the events of this story happened while Rahala was supposed to be in the study, inside the bookshelf. Yeah.
And I believe we left off because we were past 12. So we were trying to wrap up pretty quick. Yeah.
Anyone want to add anything else to that recap?
I'm looking at my notes.
When Eli studied the brooch after having touched the mysterious wood, it had a new magical aura around it that was fading, but it couldn't be deciphered what kind of aura it was.
Yeah. Let's see. So we had Rahala check on the coded messages. She didn't know anything about that. The symbol on the wood that we had pulled away from the brooch was a symbol of calling. And let's see. Pull the symbol should have something that represents something they pull to on the symbol. It's very old conjuration magic from before the arcane renaissance. Let's see. Predating the arcane accords. Let's see. Missing the rune that shows what it attracts. Regeki has some theories. It's incomplete and unstable and latch onto something unique in the area, or it is it's a variable thing that doesn't have a specific thing it's supposed to attract until someone changes it. And the concern is that the second thing is someone capable of altering a symbol like that. It's very powerful. We talk about the scroll that we can't read with Regeki as well, and how the entity probably altered the runes of the circle, and it probably could read the scroll as well. Let's see. We also learned that agents of Mashani were dubbed the Unknown by Clint, since they don't know a ton about them. They were Clint's group. We're trying to catch up to them and trying to figure out stuff that was different. That they had a person disappear. Clint says anytime he brings them up, he's the only person who remembers them. Their recollections of that person are always super fuzzy. Clint has the same problem, but not as much as everybody else does. And Mashani's agents are usually here to remove certain things. So hence why we've had this theory that maybe they were trying to get the scroll and the murders. Let's see. Talked about Mead's motive of opportunity and that the zombie rock was released early, and stuff about the new moon. We figured the zombie rock was supposed to be released into the murder room because where we found it was covered in dirt and sealed, so it's very unlikely that it was supposed to go that way. But it was supposed to be released into the murder room as some form of distraction. I wrote the exhibition matches are a red herring. The only disruption to the original plan that we know of is that the zombie rock escaped early because we opened that door. We want to talk about the evidence with Clint when he comes back. Stuff with Miles. I figured out what the scrolls do.
We're going to find out what you remember tomorrow.
That's going to be in the morning, but we'll deal with that in a minute. Okay, I think that was it then.
Yeah, that sounds more full.
Fantastic. Then yes, we will pull back into the Markham Manor. Night has fallen. You're all fairly tired. I believe you were all pretty much active the entire day. Whether it be physically, emotionally, just mentally, or a combination of all three, when you meet back together, you are all varying degrees of worn. We'll say you've probably been talking at least a little bit so far, but when we pull in, we'll allow for any RP or any other discussions you want to have now at night, before we pass the night and go into the morning.
Other than
really-
mentioning
sorry.
the theory that we have, the working theory that we as a group now have kind of about Mashani, I'm going to mention that in character.
Mhm.
But-
It does really bug me where those scrying eyes are specifically. I mean, where they were specifically.
I mean, it seems like they're in a lot of places. I think that's what bothers me the most, is that they were in lots of places. I think it'd be different if they were only like in our rooms. They were in a bunch of places, right? Which means that whoever put them there had access to lots of parts of the manor, which is concerning.
It's a weird question. It has almost nothing to do, but does this house have internal bathrooms, or is it an outhouse situation? And did we check there for scrying eyes?
I checked everywhere.
You
if
checked
it's an
everywhere,
in-house.
yes.
I think we should
Yeah.
check everywhere.
Okay, good.
I think they would probably have both. They'd probably there'd be an outhouse and then probably have a couple of bathrooms on the inside.
Okay.
But did we check for toilet ghosts?
Because that would be the weirdest place to find a scrying. I'm just saying. It's like,
That'd be the most
None were
disgusting
found
place.
in there, of course. None were found.
yes. That we know.
So
of.
there.
I mean,
I
actually,
guess a
feel
weird
like-
place would be like inside of the cabinet where you keep like, pots and pans, or it's like in the cupboard. Like,
having
why?
a scrying eye in the bathroom would be difficult, because what we learned about them, right, is that they only really can detect if you're like in the room or not in the room, pretty much. They don't actually see. So that would not be as helpful, because lots of people go in and out of the bathroom constantly because the bathrooms. So it'd just be like, somebody's pooping. Somebody's
Ding,
pooping.
ding,
Somebody's pooping.
ding.
Yeah, all the time, right? And so you'd just be like, somebody's in there. But it's a big house with lots of people, so I imagine the bathroom's pretty high traffic area.
Whether being used or being cleaned or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The only other role play I want. Hey Sam, do you want me to take Herbs the Night, or are you gonna watch?
I'll watch. Sounds
Okay.
weird.
That does sound weird. I was going to make a comment on that too.
I mean, I want you to get better, so yeah. That's I'll
Okay.
do what I can.
Okay. I'm just a little worried. But okay, thank you, Sam.
I didn't do anything too strenuous today. Moral advice, but that's about it. Be nice to Miles if you see him. He's got it pretty rough right now.
No, they'll keep being mean. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm going to be a dick. I, the most polite character I've ever made in all of ever, am going to be just a total dick.
Just like you were with Rahala.
I feel like I was pretty nice there.
You mean Regeki?
Oh, God dang
When
it.
you were all cranky and then he apologized
Yes.
like a Canadian?
Like a Canadian.
Like the
Like,
most
with a
Canadian
Hey, it
Canadian
took him a
accent.
day. He didn't apologize
New
immediately.
Zealander of all time. We were busy hunting down murderers.
Jesus
Oh.
Christ. Okay.
The toilet
Sorry.
ghost is the SCP. I looked at
Yeah, I googled it as
Yeah.
well. Yeah. SCP-789-J is kept in my toilet, so only I can talk to it. No, it's a ghost that is a face. It lives in a toilet and talks to you while you poop. When you poop, it goes, "No, stop, ah!" and then stops because there's poop in its mouth.
Yikes.
Sometimes it kills butts and makes them butt ghosts.
I mean, that's a little
Man,
less
SCP is
scary
weird.
than. It's a little less scary than Hachiko, or not Hachiko.
There's
Is
some
it
weird
Hachiko?
ones.
Are you talking about the girl that's in the?
Yeah,
Ghost
the Japanese toilet
yeah.
ghost.
Yeah.
She's a
They're
little
lot
bit more
fucking
scary.
okay?
Look, no yoga's scary after ghost stories. Okay, like they're all.
Ghost
Friggin-
stories.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, I
Bruh,
love that show.
That's funny stuff, but like, I mean,
Oh.
I don't believe
She's a
them,
ghost and a bitch.
But if they was real, I wouldn't be raring to meet them. I'll just say that.
Also,
Yeah.
Do too
what
much
was
weird shit.
is it scary Spooky Tales from Japan? Is that what it was?
Dark Tales from Japan.
Dark Tales from Japan. That freaking movie is
Yeah.
comedy
Literally, no one else
gold.
has seen that.
Comedy gold. because nobody else had a friend who worked
The
at
Vespa
Blockbuster
woman.
in the early 2000s
Like
and
a
watched every
year.
shitty horror movie that they had in the whole damn store.
For like a year, man. But yeah, we did watch a lot of shitty horror. But anyway,
Sorry.
so
Oh,
To
that does
derail.
remind me of.
Is that-
So yeah, sorry, hard derail. Okay.
is that everything that night?
I
Yeah.
mean, I'm good.
I'm kind of waiting to see what. I mean, if anything changes from Eli's perspective, just because he remembers stuff.
That won't
Yeah,
be
I'm
at
excited
night.
to see
That'll
what I
be
remember in the morning.
I know.
Yeah. So okay.
I'm gonna go make a cup of tea in character and kind of sip on that while I try and stay awake for extended period of time.
Okay.
So I have something to, I guess, help me stay awake a little longer, and I'm gonna sleep in the morning. It's not what I do, or this character doesn't do.
You stay up a bit later than normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would venture to say that you also don't sleep in the morning, Vanda. You go to sleep in the morning.
Yeah, that's true. Not here.
I
though.
too
wake up
have
at
been on
5.
the nocturnal schedule, my friend. I know how it be. I know how it be.
Oh. That is something else. But okay. Sam, give me a perception check.
Okay, let's make sure I was unmuted. When I muted myself, I was coughing. Perception.
Perception.
And my character sheet's not pulled up.
Oh, now that we're actually rolling, I need to start that
yeah.
bit again. Pull again.
Where am I? There I am.
Trying to more.
Where am I?
Because you can't really see it because of the light. And I'll put.
Sometimes can I reference that? Can I reference that every stream? Where am I? Perception.
Are you in a forest?
The host has asked you to start. Oh, the heck?
You
You
disappeared.
said, "Where
You're
am I?"
back.
And I shut your video off.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Host has stopped your-
I was
okay.
helping the reference.
Thank you. But I like. Okay, not in the forest.
Dramatic.
No, I got nothing with that. I don't know. Is the bed we're sleeping in? Is it a 4 banister bed? Does it have banisters like
No.
trees
Like
No, it is-
trees,
no, it is
so
a
it's a
guest bed.
forest. Oh my god!
with a
It's a
canopy, like a
Oh.
tree canopy? No,
Trees.
You're a tree.
22.
22.
Okay. I like these as fidget, but they make this that flippy noise, and I don't want it to make noise.
I had to put down these magnets that I had earlier because they make like a cricket chirp noise when you smack them together, and I was using them as a fidget, and I was like, no, that's going to be annoying.
Mhm.
I've been eyeing this Play-Doh that is my nephew's, sitting on his little tray that he
Ooh,
sits in
that's
to
a
eat.
good
And I'm
idea.
looking
I
at this
have a
Play-Doh. I'm
whole
like,
bunch of Play-Doh. I have
That's a
like 20
good one.
freaking things of Play-Doh in the closet that I should have got.
I just don't
I
want to
had you roll dice. Okay, so
Yeah,
22.
22.
Yeah, I'm just going to roll these.
While you're staying up, drinking some tea, there's a point you wander out of the room for a little while, and there's still some of the housekeeping people kind of moving about. A few of the house guards and things. One of them makes you some tea. I imagine there's a back and forth of you being perfectly capable of making your own tea, but they're here doing a job, and so they're like, no, let me be useful. Whatever. Not stuff we have to RP out. You get some tea. You go back to the room. You're there for a while. You nurse this tea, pour yourself a few other cups, watch it steep, get bored, whistle, play with the bird. But eventually, the fact that it's dark and otherwise very quiet does start to settle into the room. There's a point where I'm assuming, Lamia, you said you took the herbs, right?
No, I didn't. Not
You
this
did
night because
not.
I asked him, and he said, "No, I think you'll be okay."
Okay.
I asked him specifically.
She tosses and turns a little bit. You can tell she's a bit restless. But even the kind of creaks and shuffles of that start to kind of become normal, and you start to hear, well, it's probably the house settling, right? Weird little creaks and clicks and taps and things from odd parts of the walls. The wind blowing outside, the constant storm. You almost start to hear... Okay, it's not voices. It's the wind. Obviously, it's the wind. There's no need to be that superstitious. Even if it did sound kind of like it said Samuel.
Yeah, I'm just a little stitious.
Just a little stitious. Besides, if there was some weird wind ghost outside, why would it be calling you? Silverhawk also seems a little on edge. Just a bit. And you might even start to get that same kind of like, well, I'm not worried. Ghosts don't exist. But when you see your dog start to kind of freak out a little, you're like, I don't know about that. He can sense things, I'm sure. Well, you're starting to get that sense from your buddy there. Windows rattle some. Oh shit, there's a face! Nope, it's a tree. It's a tree. It's definitely a tree limb. It's just kind of the way it was moving, and there's like some moonlight behind it. When you squint real close, you're a little uncertain, and then the wind kind of shifts and the branch moves, and you don't know if the person leapt out of sight or... You're not going to have any issues not sleeping tonight. Lamia.
Oh goody, I get to make a will save.
You do indeed get to make a will save.
Next feat. But oh well. No modifiers.
Flat.
Yeah.
Okay. You're
Roll
having
better.
a hard time getting to sleep.
Yeah, that's about right.
And it's hard to put your finger on it. You ever have that problem where you're dead tired and really all you want is to sleep, but your mind keeps going and you're just like processing kind of too much. And when you try to focus in on one thing just to shut all the rest of it out, you start to almost break that one thing down into little components, little pieces. You think of a song, and suddenly you're trying to pick out every drum beat and see if you remember the entire thing. You think
Patrick,
about all
that's
the
too
lyrics,
real.
and then it moves you into another song. And then after a while, you're kind of sitting up, tapping on your knees. But you don't sit up. You've got enough self-control to go, no, roll over, think about something else.
Mm-hmm.
You're restless. You're having trouble. But it's not just your mind going. It's everything else. The room, the house is fucking loud.
Mm.
And it never really dawned on you before. Like, normally the fact that it's always raining and such, that white noise makes it very easy to fall asleep, usually. Since you've had this issue, that hasn't been the case, but even in the house before, it's never been that every little creak sounded like wood was splintering, and every little footfall was a roll of thunder, and you can hear Sam breathing.
Oh
and
my
why
god!
the fuck is he breathing that loud? He's not
Yes.
doing anything.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
Your cookies.
Feel that with every inch of my body. It's like, out of character, that's like my dad breathing in.
But at least he has like a reason, because he can't hear himself.
Yes, but sometimes, Patrick.
You can hear the Silverhawk, and it like kind of starts preening or like moves, and you can hear its talons on cloth. Everything is so noisy. All the smells are too intense. Everything, it's just sensory overload. You start to kind of feel nauseated.
Yeah.
Especially because you're not doing anything. You don't have a task to focus on or some other thing to kind of take your attention. You don't sleep well. You almost don't sleep at all.
Alright, so I'm fatigued in the morning, right?
Just need a constitution check.
Okay.
Need to invent a white noise machine. For this.
Any negatives?
Not right now.
Okay.
You will have to continue to make those later. 14. Okay. You're just tired.
Okay.
It is what it is. This isn't the first time you dealt with that. Eventually, Sam, it's starting to get a little brighter outside. You desperately need to get some sleep. You can hear a bit more activity in the house. You know, some of the like early morning shift people are starting to come in and take over and do some cleaning and that kind of stuff. Yeah, we're doing Pathfinder First Edition, Ash.
Yeah.
So eventually, Sam, you do lie down and go and finally start to try to get some rest.
Yeah.
You can tell Lamia just did not have a good night's sleep. There's like a few times where like she kind of like flops over, rolls over, and you see that her eyes are open, and there's that moment where you kind of see each other, and she like pulls a pillow over her head or something, but you're just like, ah, fuck yeah, she's having a rough night. Her eyes are not red. Anyway, let me move these scissors out of the way because I know they're making a shitload of this. Let's get to the thing everyone's been waiting for. Eli.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the wool roll.
Morning has come. Yeah, please do the wool roll. But morning has come, Eli. And when you wake up, give us just... There's some people I don't think have been here this whole time. Give us a little bit of a walkthrough of your morning routine as your powers are starting to pool back up.
All right. Well, first off, no light in the room at all. I don't turn on lights or anything or open windows like most people would in the morning. I want it to be nice and dark and chill. And I kind of go through a process of where I like get up and I get everything kind of ready like I normally would. Very, clothes are very nice, neat, and all that kind of things. I get dressed in my fancy suit and fancy clothes. I button everything, just kind of go through that, do some breathing, and really just try and like super connect with the darkness to really feel that like shadow umbra power before I have to go into the light. I like everything very quiet, very dark, very chill, and just try and kind of do that generally in the morning. Cup of tea. Pretty easy stuff.
As that's coming to a close, you remember the ability you used, the hidden knowledge. But now when you think about what you'd hidden away, there's no blank space there. There's no fuzzy edges. It's all there. But you don't recall there being a shadow creature. There's no bizarre entity of darkness. Instead, there's a person. Someone you recognize, actually. They look a little younger than when you first met them. When you first reached the Markham Manor, you walked into the dining room and you met the family, and there was a man there playing an instrument. Clover. Why the fuck is it Clover? It's for sure. You're certain. Whenever you remember it, instead of that shadow creature, it's Clover there. He's not reaching out, grasping at you, screaming at you, anything sinister, but he is distraught. He seems to be pleading for your help, demanding something, seesawing between emotions, desperately trying to get some kind of assistance from you. But obviously, at the time, you had no idea. You were trying to get the hell out of there, rightfully so. But you'd absolutely recognize that face, and as you escaped, and you heard the voice tell you not to forget it, it's Clover's voice this time. It's not mysterious or foreign to you. When you remember the invisible creature, they were still invisible, but now you have a face to the voice. You have a name to that voice. And as a reminder to the PCs as well, you may recall even that just a few days ago, Clint told you that Clover's group was the ones he sent to investigate the missing people in the hills.
What? I don't remember that. I literally have in my notes, they
Episode
fled.
27.
I literally was looking at that.
It was
It's like
in session 27. I double checked.
Okay.
Yep.
Why did I put they fled though? Okay, whatever.
So
They did leave, but
Yeah.
whenever you guys were talking to Clint, he told you that he sent them.
Is
Okay.
Rahala in the room? Since we're
Yeah.
sharing a room, I will immediately wake her up. Like, just manic levels of excitement that no one can handle in the morning.
You learn that Rahala keeps a dagger under her pillow. Doesn't stab you or anything, but it definitely comes out. And then she's like, "Oh,
Fair enough.
wait, why are you? Calm down. I can't hear anything. My eyes aren't even open yet."
In the bookshelf, it was Clover. Like the guy from before, when we got here, and like the bookshelf and the thing and the invisible person, and
It was Clover,
right,
like Clover, Willow, and Lilium Clover.
yeah, that one, that guy.
I don't think. Oh, it's different now.
Yeah, it's
Like, it's
different.
When it came back, it was different.
It's exactly. It's not a shadow. It's like somebody shined a light in my memory, and I can see it now. And like the voice of the invisible person who talked to me earlier, before I was like, it's just a voice, and I didn't remember anything. I thought maybe I didn't remember anything because I erased the memory, but now I remember and I recognize the voice.
You just be thinking really hard, and your eyes go really wide. It was Clover. It was. Now that you said that, I don't know what that means. But it's changed for me too.
So, if the memory can be altered in your head, like it was altered in my head from me forgetting it and then re-remembering it, this might be the same type of thing about how we all are the only people who remember what happened in the weird temple underneath where the Stormwardens are. Nobody else remembers that. Except us, because we looked in the bag, right?
It's more Hollow Archive stuff, yeah.
Right.
Oh, shit.
We gotta tell the others. I run across the hall, way too excited for how early it is, especially because they both slept like trash, I'm sure.
Yep.
Oh yeah, you smack that door. Lamia's up over it and like, bam! What?
Sam doesn't wake up.
They've sprawled out.
I'd be like, it was Clover! Just completely out of the blue, no explanation, by the way.
Like, 4-leaf clover?
Nah, the bloke. You remember the bloke, Clover, that we met earlier when we were here, like way earlier?
Loud.
In the bookshelf, it was...
It's the
guy.
boss. He can be loud.
It was the guy in the bookshelf, and the invisible thing was Clover. And Rahala remembers too. I, wave vaguely at
He's
where
not
she
following
might
yet.
be. Yeah, I'm sure she
Yeah.
hasn't. I wave vaguely in her direction then.
Blankets are over my head. There are no blankets on my body anymore. It's just
So, you're
a pile on
saying
my head.
you saw Clover in the bookcase.
Right. When I woke up this morning and I did the things I normally do, I got dressed, I tied my tie, I put on my cufflinks, and then bam, it just snapped into place.
Does that mean Clint's bookcase is connected to his mind or wherever that they went?
It probably has to do something with the Hollow Archive. Whatever thing was in the bookcase that had the summoning circle thing that pulled the amulet to it, somehow that's connected to the Hollow Archive. I'm not sure. We haven't figured it out. We're going to have to go investigate that bookshelf, I guess. But I met them later, when the invisible entity that we now, or at least I remember hearing the voice of Clover come out of that, met me down in the basement when I'm investigating. That was also Clover, which means that however they got here, or however they were attached to this place that wasn't them, so we have to ask what happened to that scouting party. Clint said they went to go investigate missing people in the hills. Maybe wherever, we have to go there. maybe wherever in the hills they went to go is another opening into the Hollow Archive. They got sucked into the Hollow Archive and disappeared from, like, existence. We have to see if anybody else remembers that they were here. Because, remember...
Wait, why would we want to chase the thing that would make us disappear too?
Don't you remember the last time something like this happened? This is a big deal. We can't just let people fall into this. If we find it, we've got to seal it off or do something. We can't just leave an opening into the Hollow Archive in the middle of the woods.
You're not wrong.
What if deer go in there?
Then they'll be in the
The
Hollow
poor
Archive.
deer.
Forget they're a deer. Look, okay.
Rahala finally appears.
Yeah. So you guys remember because we looked in the bag the last time we interacted with anything from the Hollow Archive. But nobody else remembers because they didn't look in the bag that has the thing that only fits in the bag, right? Okay. I remember this now. And I told Rahala, so Rahala remembers Clover. I told you guys, so you remember Clover. Because we've looked in the bag. But if we tell somebody else who hasn't looked in the bag, they might not remember Clover ever existed.
Well, go try that. Honestly.
There's one other possibility.
Yeah.
What was the other thing we found out that those things do? They replace people.
Right.
So
maybe
what if
Clover we met wasn't actually Clover?
Right, because he doesn't look the same in my head. He looks a bit younger.
Right, he looks younger to me too.
And that wouldn't make any sense unless he's disappeared some time ago.
Okay, so then the Clover we met's not the real Clover. It's one of those agents of Mashani that replaces people. So then we need to get to the woods where they were going to investigate even faster because the other members of that party are now in danger if they're with an agent of Mashani, not the person they think they're with.
Yeah.
Yeah, likely.
Okay. Also, that means whatever was you in this house earlier was probably also that.
Oh, that makes
She is
more
paler
sense.
than she normally is.
Yeah.
I hate that. Okay, we have to do so. I really don't want to disappear. I haven't disappeared. Right? This is. I know I'm really me.
Oh, didn't we come up with a code word about this?
Did we?
I mean,
I remember discussing
we can
it.
see you. Regeki saw you.
Right.
So as far as
So
we
did
know,
So did that bloke in the upper study. He apparently saw me when I wasn't here.
Right, so did a maid. I talked to a maid who saw you and you scared the bejesus out of her, which I was like, you would do that, but, you know.
Sure, but
you didn't because you were in the study.
Oh, it's a nightmare. That's on the floor now. But okay.
I don't know how.
I guess we need a code now.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a bad idea. And I don't know how we. I mean, I guess hopefully, I guess we'll solve this so we can go ahead and go out. I know we have a bit more freedom than before, but we're still not 100% off the list of suspects, right?
Of course not, but how is... You don't... Are these things related? The
Mishani secret and
with
the Fang?
You don't think it would... Would it make sense? Even for an agent of Mishani to just come in and slaughter people like that? Unless they had... I don't know.
Unless they had, I hold up the scroll that we can't read, unless they had this, and they want it, and I'm holding it. That's bad. So,
yeah, we've drawn a lot of targets on ourselves. But the only reason I can think of for an agent of Mishani trying to reclaim a secret or something unknown would have been if those people were the only ones who knew something, and then killing them eliminates it from this plane. That's the only reason I can think of it. I suppose maybe they somehow figured out that wasn't the real Clover.
Right.
Oh, that could be possible.
I don't really know.
And then that Clover could have came here to be part of the tournament, but was going to do something else.
Well, look, I mean, the tournament is a great reason to just get people in a place. You don't have to actually participate. You just use it as an excuse to go somewhere, right? Because things are a little strained in Tsegia right now, and random travel across the country is sometimes investigated. But for a big event like this, where people would normally travel, no one's going to question it if you go as a team to compete, right? So it gives you license to travel all the way across the country without anybody asking any questions as to why you're doing it, because the answer is so simple. You're going to compete.
Or at the very least, going to observe.
Right. So this gives you unfettered access, essentially, to travel across Tsegia as long as you're headed to there as your ultimate destination, which means that basically anybody can do anything they want as long as they're going this one place that we're all supposed to also be going. Oh, that's bad.
Somehow every question being answered raises many more. I really hate those types of puzzles.
Oh, like we'll never find resolution?
No, it means that a lot of these questions are here to mislead us.
Right. And that the more questions that they have us ask, the farther from potentially getting to the truth we are, or hear me out here, the closer we get, but the worse the truth becomes. Because if it was just murder, that's not that big of a deal, but we're dealing with forces that are significantly outside of our realm of expertise here.
I mean, you guys keep going. Dog is acting up over there.
Harley!
Oh, that's right. I'm going to have to pay dog tax eventually tonight. But anyway, we're going on. So you think that these new questions that are being brought up are...
So it means one of a couple things, right? Either the fact that every time we feel like we have an answer, the answer is a new question, means that this is a way more complicated thing than the simple murder of 3 people, right?
Simple.
Murdering 3 people is a simple act. You just make them stop being alive. That's very simple, right? The means, motives, and opportunity for that become the complex part, you know? So as we stray away from... Because, like, for context, a simple murder would be like vengeance, right? That's a simple murder. You kill someone for recrimination for an act, or like you kill someone because they are in love with the same person you are, and you think that will solve things for some insane reason because you're in a Shakespearean play. But those are simple.
Who would be Shakespeare in this universe?
Shakespeare's in every universe. You kill someone for a simple reason, right? But as we go to the simple explanations and get more questions in return, that complicates them further, which means that we're now dealing with a web of intricate possibilities that far outweigh simple, like, demi kill demi, or even corporeal being kills corporeal being. We're now delving into the realm of gods and madness, which means that answers are only getting us farther away from resolution at this point. Like, eventually we'll figure it out, but once we figure it out, will anybody even remember that we figured it out? If we're dealing with the whole archive, it's very possible we solved this murder and nobody has any clue who the murderer was, because they don't exist in our minds unless you look in the bag. Which also, the fact that we have that, it just paints a big red target right on our faces. Or at least mine. It's technically not in my possession, but it is mine now,
Knowledge,
and that I
too.
have it. Right, the knowledge of those things, and that we can know things we're not supposed to know, that are supposed to be wiped from existence. And if the agents of Mashani are coming here to take back that knowledge through, killing means, then we all know lots of things we're not supposed to know, and we just keep learning more of them, which means we're more likely to have them try and come get us the more things we're not supposed to know that we know. I've said no too many times, but you understand what I'm getting at here and why this is bad news for us specifically?
It is way too early in the morning.
You hear a commotion at the front of the manor.
Oh, shit.
Not like screams. Just
okay.
You can hear some of the people like greeting people, and someone's coming into the house.
I wonder if Clint's back. We need to go talk to him about this. And then I sprint downstairs at full speed.
Sam, boss is on the move.
Good.
Lavia basically picks him up from the blanket.
No.
Potato bag throws him over his shoulder.
His feet flailing. Silverhawk is just squawking, flapping around.
Save me! Judas!
At two, Brutus, at two. Anyways.
But yes, Clint has returned. As he walks in, you can see he's moving a little slow. He's actually using that cane he's got a bit, but he seems in mostly good spirits as he comes in, and you see Nomala is with him. Immediately kind of runs in and hugs Miles, and you can see that she's very relieved to be home. They begin talking.
Sam's wearing what is equivalent to PJs with little forest trees on them. No,
I'm doing that thing that my daughter does when I'm at the edge of a conversation, but I'm bouncing because I have words that need to escape from my face. But people are talking, so I'm just
Clint actually keeps walking. He gives Miles kind of a firm pat on the shoulder, and he keeps going. Regeki is also next to him. He says, "Eli, morning. You seem raring to go."
Well, so we have a lot to talk about, things we figured out, and I just learned a new thing, and I look at Regeki and I go, Clover. Do you remember Clover?
She nods, and Clint says, "Yes, I do. I believe I told you their whereabouts."
I look at Regeki. The thing in the bookshelf. It was Clover. The invisible thing. It was Clover, but younger Clover.
So that's his... Let's get somewhere to sit down and actually have a discussion, shall we?
Right, cool.
So he'll actually... So Sam, you have appeared in your pajamas?
Yeah.
So yeah, he'll take you all to the sitting room, or aka Lamia's favorite room in the house.
Yeah.
And such.
There's a high possibility I end up falling asleep here.
Yeah, me too.
Look, I'm going to be animated and irritating.
He'll bring you all in there.
Doing this thing where...
You're like, I'm listening. You mean me in every class in high school?
In every class in high school, yeah.
I'm listening. I'm asleep on my hand.
My bit was I would hold a book with one hand, and then I would do this.
I maintain
and I could sleep for a solid 30 minutes.
that I have wrist problems because of falling asleep on my hand in high school.
Holding your head up.
Wake up and your whole wrist just hurt. And because I was just like this.
Anyway,
not
sorry.
good for him.
No, it's not.
You guys get in the sitting room. I'm assuming you fill Clint in on.
Yeah, I just kind of backfill on everything with all the details. Again, very animated, very Charlie Day and the frickin' string board in It's Always Sunny level of energy.
Is there any particular details you decide to leave out or anything like that?
I don't mention the thing in the bag. That's pretty much it. I keep that one detail to myself. But I do mention that we had encountered a previous person who then no one else remembers, but we remember. And I think us being able to remember this one person has enabled us to sort of skirt the like lines of, some of these things that other people can't always remember. I just don't explain how.
Okay. You get to the end of your explanation. And you can see Regeki has, she's normally not expressionless, but she's usually very reserved. But you can kind of see the clear like concern and like almost urgency, like she's like expecting something. And Clint nods, he kind of strokes his beard. Well, it's not the biggest deal, for being honest. Not to say that the agents of Mishani aren't important, but believe it or not, their workings and actions are more frequent than they appear, but by their very nature are quite discreet. Generally speaking, if as long as you're not in their way or in their direct path, there's very little to worry about. And if you are cooperative, typically there is little need for violence. Knowledge, understanding, wisdom, awareness, many things, many parts of a person that they believe to be intrinsic to themselves can be bargained, traded, or stolen. And it is Mishani's purview to do just that, to keep things within her domain. All that being said, it does sound touch like somehow someone or several someones in this situation have overstepped. I don't mean to alarm you. I'm not telling you to hurl yourselves to the wolves, especially the invisible, unknowable wolves. But I am saying that this is an abnormal situation. This is not the way that I understand Mishani's agents to do business. The fact that we have someone who is likely to have been replaced by an unknown involving themselves deeply into these matters does suggest it goes quite some ways. And even as a member of the Fodero, the Markham family is not particularly involved in the workings of Mishani other than my discovery of their people. But whatever I did to upset her, well, let's not be coy. Publishing my findings is what I did to upset her, but that is not a thing she can take back. There's no point in taking vengeance on me or trying to take that knowledge from me. It has already spread from her realm to her sisters. Now, for whatever reason, if you're saying you're seeing a younger version of Clover, whether that's a year, a decade, or several months is irrelevant. What we know is that he was visibly younger than when we met him here.
Right.
Which means that change predates our interaction. I was not particularly familiar with him until quite recently.
Okay.
So he and his colleagues that I sent into the hills, I cannot understand their agenda at this point. I don't know if Clover was the only one replaced or if they are a troop of unknowns.
That is also true. Granted, it could be one using two actual people as better cover,
Absolutely.
or it could be a trio. I'm also just concerned because I don't understand how this fits in with the Fang. Like, that's the one thing that hasn't resolved in my mind yet. Because we have this I hold up brooch thing we have with the kind of the fang symbol, and we kind of have an identified in a way fang assassin, right? We didn't see their face, we didn't learn anything about them, but we're fairly certain at least a member of the fang or disgraced member of the fang in some way, excommunicated, whatever, is here, because that same symbol interacts with the portal, if you want to call it portal, the walk-through wall in the basement.
Which is not something I was familiar with before this. It's, no matter how long you live, things will still surprise you. I will make a walk through myself of that area. Not likely probably just go ahead and remove that wall, to be honest with you. But there's obviously things here on these grounds that I was simply not familiar with. Now, I did seal up that there cellar that I know y'all have had some time snooping in, given the nature of your investigation. And I'm not sure if you're familiar with some of the things I've stored down there, but they are not necessarily things I won't release to the public. It's not really a matter of my reputation or anything like that. It is a matter of public safety. And frankly, some of those things were gifts that were meant to be kept secret. You could even consider them matters of national security for some. I understand now I will have to move them. But back to our conversation at hand, you are correct. The relation of Nishani and the Fang, I'm not seeing a connection between. I can extrapolate, right? That I could see there being things that they may wish to be disappeared. Certain things passing into Mishani's realm would actually benefit them. But I don't know how those plans might look, how they would go about it.
And it's not like Mishani would need to use the Fang to get anything done, so they have to be working at their own purpose, most likely, or someone else's purpose that they are working for, that we have yet to figure out.
Well, you say that. The gods can be fairly stingy with their powers. Sending out one's agents is a risk. Losing them is not a thing that they easily recover. I could see the Fang being useful to Lady Mishani, but I have no proof that they are used in that fashion, or that is the kind of entanglement that a deity would want.
Right.
So we have three elements here. We have a Fang involvement, and we have agents of Mishani, and we still do not have specific ties to exactly who committed this murder. Seems likely it was a Fang agent. Likely, but not absolute. Would y'all agree with that?
Right.
Yeah.
I'll agree.
What? Nod.
It's just their target is so strange. I get the distinct inkling that a lot of this was done just to muddy up this scene. Lots of chaos. Committing that murder in the way that they did. Somehow having my daughter wake up at the scene. It's just all a scatter, a blunderbuss shot of details.
A what?
It's a funny sounding word, Sam.
Oh. Uh-huh. Yes.
It's scattered. And that is one way to cover up one's intent. It's one way to prolong an investigation. Just throw all kinds of bits of information that seem related all over the place. Weeding through those is the trouble. Which things matter? Which things are connected? What was the point of all of it? And I'm sure y'all have asked yourselves this dozens of times by now. I guess the real question is, what is our next step?
Well, other than charging off to also investigate those disappearances and see if we can apprehend this Clover, who's not really Clover. Beyond that, we don't have a good scope of plan. I mean, I think we need to investigate the bookshelf a little further, since 2 people disappeared into it. But
that is certainly on the agenda. I see.
Shamrock. What? Over the side of Shamrock.
Have to give you some coffee.
Yeah. That also probably has got to be in our next steps.
Regeki will go do that.
No, I was gonna... Okay.
So, because I
see... hide in the barn.
I see a couple of different paths. I was told that one of the guards in the house was unrecognized and slipped out. That is a pursuable venture. Don't know where they went.
Well, it's been...
But a person can be tracked.
3 weeks since you looked at me.
Sam!
Certainly that was only a few days ago.
That was 100% Hannah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can't say it's been and then pause. Not with me around.
Certainly, I know that was a few days ago now, but
yeah,
people can be tracked, even ones who are very difficult to do so with. That's an avenue. Of course, there's also the option of listen, you all do not need to pursue this, should you wish not to. That is not why I initially hired you. And this is a very, very, very deep well you would be diving into, looking for a bucket.
Well,
so,
as far as I go, I've got personal stake in this, and Nishani and the issues that have been coming about this seem to be... picking on me specifically is not probably the right way to say it, but that's kind of how it feels. But Lamia, Sam, neither of you have to continue in this, but I'm gonna figure this out.
I'll go where I'm hired. I don't have an issue with that.
Yeah, I'm here.
you
said
can
something
make
about
your
a well.
decisions when you've had a good night's sleep, but there's only a week and a half or so before we would need to leave should we continue with the contest. I don't know that would be enough time to go chasing off after Clover's group. Can, in a sense, combine the two. I believe the contest at the Star will take place very nearby where they're going. That will not be timely. We'll be lagging behind considerably.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever's going to be done may be done by that point. And there's a lot of investigating that's still going to be going on. I'll be honest with you, I don't know that I'd be able to venture out with you. I may need to stay in the city.
I mean, my question is did y'all talk to Clover when y'all got here, or was it just me?
No, we all talked to Clover.
Yeah.
We talked to the whole group.
That's what's weird, is that, he just adopts these people, what they know and stuff. That's what's weirded out for me.
Well, I mean, we don't know what Clover knows. None of us met them until that point, right? They could have
That's
made
true.
an entirely fake persona based around what we assume this person would be like. It'd be different if, like, I don't know, somebody we knew, like Maya. If Maya just started suddenly acting slightly different and was just kind of off, then maybe I'd be like, oh, that's weird. But if Maya just quit working for me and then went to a different town in Tsetsegia where no one knew him, you could just be whoever you want to be when you move somewhere else. It's not like there's a ton of back and forth.
You can do that.
You did that. What do you mean?
Can.
You left the farm.
We know
I
that.
didn't go, I didn't become a different person.
No, but you
How
could
do we
have.
know that?
If
Yeah,
you had
you
it,
could
it'd be
have,
pretty difficult
100%.
to tell.
I've
Now,
never
granted-
met anybody from your previous life, so
I'm Sam. Come from a long line of fishermen.
He
Wait,
does
I
have
thought
an
it was-
unfortunate
weird.
lack of cover with the sheer volume of family members he has around that would recognize him.
it is also true. I suppose.
Yeah. Plus, my family would be like, "We ain't heard from Sam. You know, where he's not like him." But no.
But you understand
guess-
my meaning
Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
anybody could just up and leave where they were from, go somewhere new, and then just kind of pretend to be somebody different. I mean, I left Gurga and came here, and I've conveniently left out large chunks of things that happened to me in Gurga, mostly for my own sake, but also because I don't feel like talking about it. No one is required to fill you in on their past.
Neglecting that question that I have just thought about. This Clover that you saw that was younger, who's to say that's not a being that has seen Clover at that period in time and tried to adopt, is like trying to get out and is using that picture of him, to lack of better words.
It could
How do
be,
we know that's the actual Clover?
It could be, but based off of the difference in how I saw them at the time and then once my memory was erased and given back to me is what we're basing this off of. But you're right.
Okay.
Plus the fact that him telling me altered what I remembered. Which, I mean, I suppose there obviously could be some sort of beings that can do that, but seems less likely, don't you think?
I'm
Yeah,
too
I don't-
tired for magic theory.
I don't know.
Let's just go with what the magic people say, Sam. Oh wait, you're a magic person too. I'm gonna go sit in this corner now.
No offense to Sam here, but the kind of magic you're using is a little different than what we're theorizing about, though. We're going
Yeah.
on more of an, again, still deity scale, but you're more of going off of a natural scale. We're at more of a mind-altering illusion scale of magic, not particularly what you're familiar with.
That is true, and I can fill you in a little bit on what that ability is mimicking. It is a real spell, hidden knowledge, and simply what it does is it will cast a piece of information from your mind, rather from this plane, bordering very closely to the Hollow Archive. That's how it becomes unreachable. Doesn't pass completely through, or you'd lose it forever, but very close. Likely close enough in the realm of planes that should something wish to interact with it, it may be able to do so. All that being said, my theory on why it left you one way and came back another, well, I think Clover, or whoever they really were, likely is in the Hollow Archive. And they saw an opportunity, and they took it. Done something good and something a bit alarming. The fact that you now remember this creature as they were means they are no longer in the Hollow Archive. Don't know how they'll behave, or what their tendencies will be. But regardless, it does give us some information. We now know that Clover is not who they pretend to be. The other side effect of this is, frankly, very difficult to track down. I don't think trying to find the specific nature of who Clover once was is going to lead you to too many answers in regards to this case. Who they are now and what they've done, what they're after, that's significant. But once again, that brings us to a choice from you all. I am, without a doubt, perfectly fine for y'all to keep on with the pre-agreed upon mission. And I know you've said your piece, Eli. But just to lay this out. If you wish to continue in the contest, rather than getting involved in all of this here, that is absolutely fine. If you wish to pivot off at some point and pursue more of this, it is within your right. But if you'd like, you can make a different agreement here. You want to pick up on what I sent Clover to do, what I sent them to investigate, with the obvious caveat of figure out what in the hell they're doing out there now. We can absolutely do that. If you wish to try to sue this Fang agent, potentially, I don't mind pitching in something with the city soldiers and whatnot, the local administration, about mocking up a reward and some support for that as well. If you want to split up and do the whole thing and as your own group, you're welcome to do that, but I'm not going to advise that. That seems rather dangerous.
Yes. Someone who doesn't know how adventurers think. We could do both? Let's do them!
I would strongly advise you make a unified decision. But likely not right now, as I think we might be losing Sam over here.
What? I'm here.
Also, not to be that guy, but it's 10:30 and I gotta pee.
10:30. It's pee o'clock, guys.
It's pee o'clock.
But yeah, he says, so for now, enjoy your coffee, get yourself some breakfast, or get yourself some sleep. I'll be around the house for a little while, so let me or Rugeki know when you're ready to make a decision, all right?
Can I take a nap in this room?
Be my guest.
Perfect.
It's up. Kane heads out. But yeah, we'll take a break here. We'll be back in. Let's try to be back by 10:40 Central Time.
Okay.
And,
that's enough time to get my bed.
Yeah, jump back in here. Oh wait, we'll be back soon. Bye.
Yep. See you in a bit.
Live. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Giselle is paying the dog tax today.
Hi, Rin. Hi, baby boy.
I'm sleeping.
Dog.
Rin.
Come on, dog.
There you are, my handsome boy.
Look at you, looking like a panda.
He got his vaccinations today, so he's a good boy today.
Oh, so he's tired.
Anyway, dog tax has
Hey, Ellie's here.
Ellie's here!
Hey, about time. Where have you been, young lady?
Young lady.
I have other jokes, but I'm not. Because
You're also welcome.
we have other stuff to do today.
Yes,
Bill,
we're
but also
actually...
Eh.
Yes.
I like getting stuff done. I assume our audience does too, but I guess I shouldn't.
Assume that, yeah.
They like the
Shouldn't assume
derail.
anything.
That's what they're here for.
But cool. Yeah. So
Peak content.
Clint.
Oh,
lets
she
you
had 3
guys-
hours of sleep,
Clint,
so she crashed. That's
oof.
fair.
Yeah, 3 hours is that's
you
short.
should re-crash.
That's
short derail. We need to do the podcast or like a shorts thing called the B rail, where it's all the B cut, the B side, but it's a derail.
And it's
That
all
would-
the B-sides.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
that would require me to actually cut a lot of stuff out.
My
and I
last
ain't
name
doing that.
starts with a B because I am the B-side.
Anyway,
but you
so-
are Clint lets you guys go to make your choices. Whether the choices be go get breakfast or flop on the floor and sleep some more.
I
am
find
totally-
some kind of bread item, shove it in my mouth, and then go to the study to investigate the bookshelf.
I am definitely crashing on the floor because I'm so excited. I have permission to sleep in this room, the best room in the house.
Sam is gonna grab a bite to eat, but he's gonna go lay down in the bar, like in a thing of hay, and cover himself up so nobody can find him. Because that's what he would do as a kid when he wanted to evade work. He'd go sleep in the hay
That's a great way to get stabbed.
and
with
wake
a
up.
pitchfork.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Farbrong is he's just like stares at you when you come in, sees you like start burying yourself in hay. Demi, you're weird.
Not a dummy.
Small Demi is still weird. He doesn't know.
I'll respect him.
You're all just Demi to him. You're all small too. You, me, everybody.
I guess he would have said smaller. Man, he'd be freaked out to see like modern basketball players or some shit. What the fuck? Somebody
Oh
stretched
my
this Demi out.
goodness.
That can't be bad. That can't be good for him. Anyway.
So what happens when you get put on the rack?
Uh-oh. Hold on.
Hold on, isn't stop talking, or
My
hold
audio
on
just
is
went completely gone.
Oh, your audio?
1 second. Ew. Go away. All right, we're back.
The headphones and like through my body, like part of
Yeah.
my body messes with the connection, right? Like if I'm like my head is just too angled between like the phone and the rest of my body, like if I'm carrying something and I have to tilt myself weird, it like cuts the signal to my headphones sometimes.
Ah,
Yeah, I
yes.
don't even know. They just went
Tell me about your head
quiet
problems.
suddenly. Anyway,
Sometimes my earbuds lose connections to each other because it can't get through the sheer thickness of my skull.
Of your dome.
do my panda simulator.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Eli's getting food. Samuel's trying to rest in hay.
Well, I'm going to go investigate the study. I'm not really getting food. I'm just sticking like a roll in my mouth and then walking up to the study with a roll in my mouth.
Yep, Rahala will go with you. You're going to basically just investigate those bookshelves, the same ones.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
A little more
+2.
carefully this time. Is it +2?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
Rahala's aiding.
Yeah. Just want to make sure. And no, I was saying, here it comes, the first snail of the night. But no, it's just bad. It's just regular bad.
Yeah, you go and examining them. Try to do a pretty thorough job. Even like take all the books off, like carefully set them elsewhere. Start feeling around, pressing at it with the with the brooch. No reaction. You check the same place that Rahala came out of, where she was talking about, where she went through. Nothing. Seems to be a regular bookshelf. Even how it acted a bit odd when Sam was examining it and pulled a certain book and all that stuff, like none of that seems to happen again.
Now look at Rahal and be like, do we know what's on the other side of this wall?
I think it's just outside. I mean, there's one of the other. There's another sitting room, I think, on that side of it, and then on the opposite side of that is Clint's study.
Well, I wonder if we can go into the other sitting room and see if somehow we can travel through that wall into something, maybe?
Worth a try.
Yeah.
To go in there, move some chairs, start poking around at the walls. We'll say you spend an adequate amount of time on that. Hell, we'll say you spend like an hour, right? Just really going over all this. No difference. That's pretty weird. You didn't think it had something to do with not Clover, do you? Like...
Maybe that's the only reason we were able to have this kind of weird reaction with it. Or maybe since I pulled the piece of wood off. Maybe since I pried this loose, the bookshelf no longer reacts in that way.
But yeah, there's no symbol of calling on the other side.
Right.
So it was pulling the brooch, and maybe even pulled
your tattoo,
but not as well. Which is why I didn't go all the way to the wall, and was just sort of running around in the dark, afraid of some voice that was chasing me.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
So now it's a normal bookshelf without this sigil of calling on it.
You said there was a maid who said she saw me, right?
Right.
Where was that?
I take her to where the maid explained
lower study.
everything. Yeah.
So you guys examined the lower study as well?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nothing crazy. Do you remember the woman did talk about having a hand mirror?
Right. Yeah, you had a mirror in your hand.
Or the maid did.
Yeah. Oh, the maid had a mirror. So, excuse me. Let's find that mirror.
I mean, I've got a mirror.
No. What? The specific mirror, maybe too, has something to do with it. I was wondering.
Maybe.
I mean, we can try it with your mirror, but let's see if we can grab that mirror she had, in case it has any symbols on it or anything specific.
So you go try to find that maid, and Rahal will go and get her mirror.
Mm-hmm. I did want to set up a call and response that we can have, so we know it's us when we talk. Okay. Yeah. That's something we should have done before we split up.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know what a good one is, but I don't want to do
someone choose a call and then someone else choose a response.
Don't look into the bag. And of course I do. I mean, or something like that.
Well, we could do something as simple as let's
Did
see.
you get that thing I sent you?
No, I was thinking so what are those called? Challenges, like the simple challenges where one person says one word and then you have to say another word that also makes sense. It's not a word that would normally make sense in conversation, but it is a word that only makes sense if that's the thing you have. So something like, let's say you choose the word argo and they choose the word jargon. They're both French words. They both mean similar things, but no one would respond to you saying argo with jargon.
Oh, I would have said not.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying is you don't pick something that makes sense as a response, right? Because if you pick something that makes sense, somebody could accidentally get your call back. So if you say whatever word,
it would be like something like, "Can I have a grape?" And the response would be like, 11.
Yeah. Just whatever it is, it needs to be a very specific thing that you know, because that's usually how they do those kind of challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Two key phrases that don't make sense independently and definitely don't make sense said back to back because no one would respond to your question that way.
Doesn't have to be crazy. I just let you guys come up with it.
How about
Ellie says the burb has been super hungry lately, and the response being, "What the fuck is a hungry?"
I was gonna make some kind of Into the Storm reference. Let's see. What about you just ask, what do you need to go into the storm? And then the other person says that they but it seems so sunny outside or something weird. Just similar to that. Like it uses Into the Storm since it's the name of the campaign. That's just what I wanted to do. I wanted to make a poncho reference. People would actually mention a poncho within the storm. So
yeah, I mean, if you can't think of something clever, just think of something.
There you go. That's not clever. I used it Into the Storm and then say, but the sun.
Ellie
but it
also
looks like it's going to be sunny outside.
Ellie also said the snail walks at midnight, and
sunny.
the response is he will find you and kill you.
Yeah, no thanks. I don't need nightmares about snails hunting me down.
Find you and kill you.
I don't need that $1 million butt where $1 million butt. There's a snail that's constantly chasing you through the rest of your life, and if it touches you, you die.
Okay, so we'll go with what do you need to go into a storm, but it seems so sunny outside.
Yeah, because it's never sunny here, so no one would ever say that.
I just put it in the Roll20.
Thank you.
I put it in my notes just in case. But thank you.
Well, anyway, so now we have a call and response.
Make sure you put the same thing I put, because...
Now we have a call and response, so now we can hopefully identify each other in the future and not have this come back to bite us by Mishani just knowing what our call and response is, because, it's Mishani.
Okay. I have exactly what you wrote down. All right. So,
they're gastropods, so maybe they don't need to. I'm gonna look this up now.
Well, snails can swim because some snails are sea snails.
Yeah, that's why I was saying they're gastropods. So maybe they used to all live underwater.
The answer is sometimes.
But does sea snails? Because
they don't all have fins and stuff.
Crawling on land, crawling on water, floating, and swimming make up primary locomotive behaviors of snails.
But what about crawling on my skin?
Your skin counts as land in this instance.
No.
All dependent on specific species and environment of the snail. Swimming is one of the more surprising motions of a gastropod, but jumping even more so. Snails can jump, guys.
That is the longest way to say sometimes.
We learned something tonight, chat. Yeah.
I already said sometimes.
The snails have rolled a 1. No,
rolling a 1 is the fastest method of snail travel. They just teleport into where they need to be. They just
appear wherever we want them to be.
Okay, anyway. So
you have that now. Yeah, you just check that room. You go with the mirrors. Let's see. Eli, You do eventually manage to find... You don't find that specific maid, but as you're asking around about, like... As you're talking about moving a mirror from this place to this place, someone knows the one you're talking about and goes and finds it for you. Doesn't look super special. It's just a nice kind of silver-lined mirror. Probably pretty expensive, but so they're just like, don't drop it. It's not cheap. But nothing crazy when you're holding it. You make your way back to the room. Give me a perception check.
Does this one also have a +2?
Nope.
Okay.
This is on the way to the room. 9. Okay.
Well, it's a 9.
Nothing out of the ordinary happens. Make it back to the room. You see Rahala's in there with her hand mirror. You're both kind of looking in them, checking different reflections and different things in the room. But nothing strange. Is it bad that I'm a little relieved we didn't find anything?
No, in the sense that I too am relieved but also disappointed. It's weird that I'm both.
I don't know what are we even gonna do? What if we find some other me? What happens then?
I just shrug. I'm like
Mortal Kombat.
What if they're really strong? What if they come over and eat me or something, and then they're me, and I've got to contend with that, and I'm dead, or worse, forgotten.
Yeah, I was gonna say, or worse, in something's stomach. Look, dying is one thing. Being eaten is a totally other thing. I almost got eaten by a book once. Do not recommend. And a wall. Ooh, it wasn't exactly a wall. It was I think it was a chest of drawers that was against... I couldn't tell what it was anymore. It had a big mouth, though.
You sounded highly too chipper to have been through this experience.
It's a long time ago. I've rationalized it since and tried to forget the other parts.
But now you know it's possible. How are you comfortable here?
Oh, because it was entirely due to the fact that I incredibly overloaded a magic circle and completely warped the inside of a building. Oh, you mean you being a doppelganger? I don't know.
Ooh, books? But, okay. I have a feeling that that's a story you're not going to elaborate on.
Nah, that's about it. Sorry. Maybe another day, but right now we have to focus, and me telling the story would take too long.
Yes, right. Focus on... What are we looking for now?
Well, I mean, you...
I don't want to find me, but yes, I suppose that makes sense. What time did this happen? We need to try to recreate what happened that made. Right?
So, she said it happened around 10 or 11 at night. After you...
She said it was around midnight. Yeah, Rahala went to
Rahala went to the library at 10 or 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's what I have. So yeah, it was right around midnight then, yeah.
Another late night then.
Unfortunately. Unless we can just somehow make it happen at noon, that'd be great.
You tried it, dude. Go in there.
Yeah.
You guys walk through the room a little bit, come back out, look at the mirror, looking back into the room with the mirror. Nothing.
Damn. Too good to be true.
Yeah. Is it just going to be both of us, or are you going to get the others? Or are you going to do it by yourself? I mean, she was alone, so I don't know if that's a factor.
Right, that's what I was thinking too. It might not be able to show up if you're here.
You might be right.
Somebody needs to be with you, though.
That's true.
To make sure that it doesn't try and, grab you or anything.
I'm fine with someone being with me for that.
Yeah. And then 2, so that we can verify that there are 2 separate instances of you. Because if we only see one, then, and how do we know that there is another one? It could be some weird thing that just, pulls you into another place and you don't remember.
I could just be really talented.
It is also true.
Okay. I don't mind sticking with Sam, maybe.
Right. So Limey and I can try and find the doppelganger, and then you and Sam can do something that doesn't require you getting attacked by a doppelganger.
I mean, I suppose just not be somewhere suspicious.
Yeah.
Would work. I'll just hang around with whatever he's doing. I think he's been practicing with his bow lately.
Right. Well, I mean,
Well,
y'all go outside.
Midnight is a while away.
Yeah. Until then, maybe we do a little bit more research or see if we can figure something else out. We've got to use our time somewhat wisely.
True. So, you
That's
guys
just
probably
Sam sleeping in a barn.
go do some more research. Several hours later, Sam, you've finally gotten a full rest. Lamia, you've had a long enough nap. You're starting to feel better. You probably wake up.
Oh. Yeah, that felt good. Okay.
Yep.
And I believe you had asked Rahala to research Vladimiri.
Yeah, I was trying to see if she could figure out who that guy was. Since we have his blank book.
So many... Oof. Okay, I mean, yeah, it's a pretty good library here. Well, set of studies here. But it's still a home study. So they only have limited amounts of knowledge. So, unfortunately, her next check is going to take a penalty. Well, it's not even that it has a penalty. There's no bonus. There's the DC is not easy. Let's see. It's allies. They are. So for that, it will be a history check. What we got in that? I closed the file earlier when I was trying to fix stuff. History, so she's rolling with a +9. Whoever would like to roll that.
Oh. Well, okay, I'm the only one that hasn't rolled today, so I guess... Oh, I know, I have rolled. I rolled the will.
Yeah.
Oh,
I already have it up, so...
Okay, Panda's rolling.
Okay, cool.
Too late. You vacillated too much.
what am I rolling? Plus what?
1d20 +9.
See, and I had it up.
Fan, that's what you're rolling.
Yeah, 3 for total.
We are rolling like trash tonight.
She's not finding much.
Yeah, Jinx.
She thinks she'd probably have to go to
vanilla
the actual city library, but that would be something she would do today since she's trying to, have an alibi all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sam alibi. I was with Sam the whole time.
Right. Or if she could check Clint's study, that might help, but she's thinking she probably needs a full library with all this stuff in it.
Right.
Okay, so you guys do that, and then those two wake up. I'm assuming you guys probably group back together for...
I in the meantime, though, I'm going to go to Clint's study, and I'm going to, away from everybody else, look to see if there's any mention of my master anywhere in there. Since I was told he was still alive, I'm going to, see if there's anything that mentions this dude being anywhere, since Clint's been all over. He might have record or...
I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere.
So... Ooh, let me see.
Ooh, is Clint just Willie Nelson? But
I wish. I take a farm boy shower, which is I go to the trough of water and I dunk my head in, and then this.
That's better than what I thought it was going to be.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No. So
I'm gonna pull a Wild West while I'm in the water tower.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought you were going to say.
Were you with Rahala when she was doing her research?
No, I just asked her to do that, and then we split off because I would have been like, "Hey, Sam, you stay with her. I got to go into Clint's study and check something."
Okay.
Since she's not allowed in there, and I am.
Because she's so you would have been with her until Sam was up, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. because it's like a few hours into it. We're playing that kind of loose, but okay. So you split off, go to Clint's study. This is a bit of a different kind of check. I actually need you to roll 3 knowledge checks.
Okay.
I need Arcana, History, and Planes. Doesn't matter if you're trained in them or not.
I am trained in everything except for history, so Dece.
Okay.
Was that a 2?
The one I'm not trained in is the one I rolled the worst in, of course.
Yep. Stands to reason. Let me see. You ever name your master?
I want to say we did. And I was looking through my notes to see if I could find it, but I did not.
I vaguely remember typing in a name during that video, so I think you did.
Yes, Jonathan Bates.
No.
He's Master Bates.
I knew you were going there, buddy.
Apparently, because I've been
I
watching.
thought you were
going to
go with like Bator, though.
I don't know that
Master Bator. That's better. Apparently, the guys in Lucasfilm slipped in one of the Jedi's masters' last name is like Master Bait or whatever like that is his name.
That's
Master
funny.
something Bait. You know, the first name was really alien sounding.
I've got the names of all of my buddies.
Okay. I have his name, but I don't know that it's ever been said. I don't think it came up in that video. So I'm going to DM it to you, Dave.
Thank you. That's what I was going to say. I was like, can you just DM me that?
It's like in Return of the Jedi, they never say the name Ewok.
Which still just blows
I
my
remember
mind.
you mentioning that, and I was like, I fucking did not know that.
I didn't either.
They never named the Ewoks.
Cool. I got it. I'm putting it in my notes.
Yeah, well, as you're looking around, looking through here, you do find actually a few books written in Tertian.
Snake redeemed hydrate, by the way.
Oh, shit.
Cool. I will drink.
Do I have anything left? Barely.
I got a whole big jug of water.
There's water in it. Coffee.
That's a diuretic, my friend.
There's also milk in it.
That is not a diuretic, my friend.
No, that's the opposite of that.
And a whole block of cheddar cheese. No, it's okay.
That's definitely the opposite of a diuretic.
Yeah. How do you drink your coffee?
More water.
I'm also speaking of
1
diuretics,
tablespoon
I'm
of
also
milk
gonna
and
drink some tea
3 cubes
on top
of
of hydrating.
How many cubes do you want? 3
also
cheddar. What?
Guards, arrest this man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you put cubes of cheese in your coffee, somebody is gonna come take you to jail.
Why? How did you even? I didn't even tell anyone I actually did it.
Because she looked at the hydrate.
She looked.
Say something nice about. Or do we have to say something nice about Patrick? Patrick has to say something.
I have to say something nice about Patrick.
I
don't know.
It just sounded right there that you had to say something nice about yourself.
I put in a lot of effort to entertain my friends and to make them smile and enjoy themselves.
Big facts. He does.
There
He
you
puts
go.
in a lot of effort. And every single one of you viewers should appreciate the hell out of this man.
Yeah.
Because without him, we would do none of this. We would
really just
ramble endlessly on this platform.
and play our million home games.
Yeah.
Without Patrick, this would just be a Patrick or this would be the same thing, but we would just ramble about video games, probably.
Hey, listen, y'all shut up. I had to say something nice about me. I don't even have to listen to y'all say nice shit about me. Where everyone comes with. Fine, I'll do that too.
Shut up, JB.
JB. I will do it.
Yeah.
Put it in the Discord so that I remember to actually go. So I have something
We'll make a redeem. Be mean to JB.
Because I thought about doing it earlier. We were live, so I was
That would be like
later.
negative. You gain points for redeeming Be Mean to JB.
That's how you get
JB
points.
gets the points.
Yeah, I still love you, JB. It's okay.
But Jesus,
Yeah, see.
brain. Hey, chat. What were we doing a second ago? Before that happened.
He finds stuff mentioning his
book,
Stuff.
book,
Books.
book,
Things.
name. Okay, so you find some books written in Tertian. You find a few that talk about actually the spread of Tertian magic, which it's not necessarily different than the magic that people study today. It's, there's arcane, there's divine, there's even like occult, psychic type magics as well. Specifically, when things talk about Tertian magic, it means magic taught with their methodologies, using the circles of proficiency that they categorize. Not necessarily magic locked behind the arcane accords, which is what dictates how registration works for people who can cast certain level spells, XYZ, but magic taught with their method.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, it was. So Ellie, the positivity has a 30-minute cooldown just because I didn't want it to get spammed. I'll probably lower it to like 10, but yeah. Here, I'll go lower it real quick because that's easy because I still have it pulled up.
Psych. No.
I also renamed the channel points to Boops because I thought that was funny.
Ah, yes, Boops.
I like Boops.
I'm gonna go let the dog out.
Harley gets all the Boops.
Because it's walking around and I don't know. I want it to go by.
Because that's what I do. I boop.
That's
I
fine.
boop his snoot.
Okay,
Since he is doggo.
You find some stuff about that, talking about like the spread of the Tertian magic, the kind of development of the arcane accords, the Senate Arcana, all of that kind of stuff over there. It's not super in depth. And it's not something written by, it's actually written by one of the Fodero. So it's kind of just like information they were able to gather through some interviews and some other things, but you can tell that there were some things that they weren't able to get inside information on.
Mm-hmm.
But in that kind of same section, you find a few other things that talk about the basics of Tertian magic, the noted practitioners and professors and things like that. And you do see one book talking specifically. Hold on. One of the books that talks about one of the more modern colleges that sprang up kind of on the western end of the Al-Sani Caliphate. And it details an interview with one of the leading arcanists specializing in conjuration. You specifically note their last name, Concrid. And that isn't your master, but that's his family name. And it talks about how the interview actually talks about how this person, this would be Danjuri, Danjuri, Concrid, is teaching their own sons this magic, and has sent their youngest to actually learn as one of the first students at the academy being opened in Vungia. Doesn't give any specific names. You can draw your own conclusions. You think there's probably a bit more information scattered around through here, especially now that you've got that name. You know that they were a noted professor. They've probably written books. Some of them might be here.
Yeah, got nice stick in my arms. Yeah,
but that's one of the last things you find. You're able to kind of flip through it, see that interview. There's not a whole lot of other personal detail or anything like that, but lets you know that some of that shit is written down.
Sounds good. I will know what to look for more in the future when I have spare time.
Yeah. Right, you got Plains history. Yeah. School. Yes. Plains is the hard one. Okay, cool. That's what you're able to find out doing your study before like everybody wakes up, and if you guys want to group back together or do anything else.
Nope.
Well, we still need to talk about what our choice is.
You do. I didn't know if you wanted to do other stuff before you have that conversation. If any of you did.
I mean, I'm more focused on what we're doing right this second because this might impact how we make our choice. For me personally.
Okay.
So while he's finishing his studying stuff, you guys are like awake. Obviously, Sam is sticking around Rahala, but she'll go do whatever once she's done studying. So I don't know if either of you had more dog tax paid. I don't know if either of you had anything you wanted to do in that meantime. You're muted, by the way, Panda.
He's unpuppying himself.
Yeah. I was doing the.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
I also found out I was a bad dog parent because I let the dogs out and they all ran to the water bowl outside and started drinking out of it. I'm like, what's wrong with it? I filled your water today. And here it has the big tank thing. It didn't sit on it properly, so it was bone dry. But it was
bone dry.
So I was like, messed with it and it started filling up again. I was like, oops.
How very dare you?
Oh.
They're okay.
Yeah.
Well, they have water outside too, so
Yeah.
it's not like they're inside all the time, dogs. But yes.
But is Sam doing
anything? I'm hanging out with Rahala, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she researches and then, like, if you're gonna go do something, she'll just go with you.
I got nothing to do.
Hawk training.
Yeah, I could do that. Do I tempt Rahala to assist me? Hey, Rahala, go over there and hold onto this meat.
Yeah,
No,
right, dude. I like my fingers.
You could try to convince her to do that.
No, let me look at my hawk real quick and see what I was doing.
Okay. Lamia, while he's doing that.
I want to go. Regeki said she had cleared all the scrying eyes, right?
Yes.
I want to go back over where I had found them and seeing if they reappeared.
You revisit their locations.
Yeah.
You can kind of tell where they were. Like the area where that they were marked, what is like the wood is a little bit lighter in those spots, but it's they don't seem to have reappeared.
Okay, good.
You don't know enough about magic to be to get much else from that. So
No, but at least it's not an obvious and as scary, I guess, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. Yeah, you check each of them and you find just like the area is like a little bit, it's a tiny bit lighter where the eye was.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead and continue, but I figured it out.
No, I mean, go ahead and you figured it out, so.
Okay. Yeah, I was working on Quiet Watch. So stands over an area. As per the watch trick, if alerted to danger, it will attempt to silently alert its master, such as by nosing her. The animal's master cannot be silently alerted. It raises an alarm as per the watch trick.
Okay, so you hadn't finished that one yet.
No. So I'm going to...
Okay.
Because it might give me a bonus, I'm going to...
It's animal handling.
Yeah, I'm going to have, like, pretty much the training is going to be... I'm going to be in an area with the bird, and I'm gonna have Rahala hey, this is the camp circle, explaining the thing to them. I'll actually burn a speak with animals because I have that spell.
Okay.
So that way I can explain to him what I'm trying to get the bird to do. Speak with things. So just click it right.
Yep.
Poop it. Gracias. Or the boots.
You still have the spell
Yeah, you still have
failure
the
on
spell
it,
failure checked.
and you don't even have the roll to see if you get it back or not.
Yeah, I still don't know how to do that either. But anyway, explain to him what I'm gonna have to do. Is like, yeah, Rahul's gonna pretend to sneak into the camp. You're gonna like bot me with a wing or something, you know. Try to silently wake me. And if I'm like super asleep, you're just gonna go caw or whatever, you know. It'd be funny if that, since I'm speaking with animals, that actually says a word. But fuck humans. No, like oh.
Yeah, you found out what caca translates to.
Kill everybody! Eat everybody! Ah!
Yeah, it's like it's kill all humans. You're like, oh, okay. Didn't realize that's where we were going with this.
I think the last time I did this, I just put all of this in my notes.
Yep.
And yeah. No, this was I did it for the one shot. Right?
Yeah, the one shot.
Yeah.
The one shot.
Yeah, the one limited series.
Okay, so yes, speak to him, which will help. We'll say it gives you a +2. Why not?
Rahala is also going to be participating, I guess, if she would like to.
She is not trained in this, but I think she can still aid.
Note section of your spells. Okay.
Yeah, no, she can't aid, unfortunately. It's a trained-only skill.
Okay. That's fine.
But, like, you can help flavor-wise, like, you can have her, like, do stuff, but it won't give you a bonus.
That's still fine.
She
Still
doesn't know what
fun.
she's doing. Yeah.
So handle animal
+2. And
Plus
you need
2.
to beat a, what? You said Quiet Watch? DC 20.
Yeah. So I need to roll an 18 or better. Or probably. Yeah.
I was gonna say, how do you only have a +2 for?
Yeah, no, sorry, I was thinking of +2.
of.
Yeah, ignore that in my head. But yeah, still wasn't.
Yeah, you needed a 9 or wait, no, you have a 8 total, so you needed a 12 or better. You got a 9. Yeah. Oh well, that's okay. You're working on it. It's just it's a tough trick. It's a difficult thing. Let's see. Yeah, you're still working on it.
It's a process.
So we're doing that, and then okay. You guys pass some time until that evening.
Oh, do I have the chance to do something else?
Sure. That doesn't take you super long.
This may interrupt Sam though and make it even worse, but I was gonna go visit Batu, but then I remembered, oh right, hey Sam, you want to meet this absolute beast of Shorse?
Yes.
They call him shoot, it was
The comrade.
Thank you. The comrade.
Yeah.
The comrade?
The comrade.
The comrade.
Did I just say, guys, I spelled my name Cool Bean instead of Good Bean? Because my finger stuff didn't work right. Cool Bean.
By finger stuff, you mean your
Maybe
brain?
a cool bean. That's the alias he uses.
Yes.
Samuel
Good Bean.
I was gonna go visit Batu and officially turn down his job, but he has this absolute gorgeous beast of a Shorse I thought you would love to see.
I mean, yes. Kind of in the middle of like you actually got to nudge me. Like you can't just look at me when somebody comes into camp. Like I can't see you looking at me.
But I told you. He's like, I think it's like probably what it is. Like he's not getting the concept that you won't be able to understand what he says. So he's like trying to just talk to you. It's like, intruder. Like, no, you gotta nudge me. This is better.
I'm gonna
nudge.
Cast a spell real quick to see if it did it.
Yeah. It should prompt you for the spell level.
Spell level, (1), I guess? Yeah.
Yeah, it should be first level. Right, there you go.
You did not get it back.
Okay, cool.
Oh wait, no, that's
I just did the first thing
Yeah.
on my list, and I'm just gonna copy paste.
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah, that's pretty much.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, yeah, if I have enough time to do both of those things, I'm gonna try and do both.
Sure. Yeah, we'll see. Like probably towards the end of it, you're like, he's getting tired, and this is we'll have to try another day when he's had some rest and some food. And so you guys head over to Visagbatu.
Yep.
Take a quick trip over there.
Me as a person would totally ghost him by now, but Lamia's a bit better about that.
Wow.
Oh, you gave me this great job opportunity, but I'm gonna turn it down, and now I can never talk to you because that would be awkward as hell.
No,
wow. That's why you're not a heroic adventurer, Molly.
That is why.
As awkward as running into the person that you've just ghosted several months later. That's way more awkward. You have to think about future use awkward level and not current use awkward level. I attempt to avoid all potential future awkwardness.
And circa 2013, asking the cute girl at McDonald's if she's single and finding out that no, she is not, then I never can go back to that McDonald's. There's only one in Eufaula.
Yeah, that's
But
relatable.
McDonald's just burned down. Now I'll never have to come back. Now no one will ever have to come back here.
I've heard worse reasons for arson.
Anyway, yes.
For better reasons.
See, you head over there.
The communists setting on fire hours.
When you get there, because he's got like this big like fenced yard area over to the side, you pretty much immediately see the comrade. I don't need to re-describe the comrade to you. Just giant fucking shorts with just midnight black coat and little white boots or socks.
That chibi Link with like the sparkles in his eyes looking at giant things.
As you guys approach, you can see that there's one of the like stable hands is over there just feeding him an apple, which it's gone.
Oh.
Well, like kind of a youngish Vishkanya man is the stable hand. They're just kind of giggling. Like, yeah, this is cool. They're like super hype.
Oh man.
Get some carrots. But the comrade is perfectly calm. He looks kind of intimidating, even though he's a like ball shape because they haven't sheared him yet. There's kind of this like almost passive sort of like look over, like, notices both of you, and then goes back to like being more interested in the stable hand who's apparently running off to get carrots.
Mm-hmm. I'm sad I didn't prepare two things of Speak with Animals. Instead, chose Entangle as my second spell, but
something for
well, you should have recovered it.
Yeah.
Something for another day.
Yep.
So yeah, while you go inside, Sam, are you doing anything? You're just kind of hanging out and
I'm inspecting the comrade. I'm giving him pats. I'm checking his hooves. You know, making sure, I don't know, he's not too uncomfortable under all that stuff. I'm making sure all his wool is, I don't know, woolly.
right.
Look, I don't know a lot about sheep, okay?
So you have, I believe you have both. You have knowledge nature, obviously, but you also have profession farmer.
Yeah.
Give me a roll on both of those skills, please.
Yeah. Knowledge nature. The stable isn't in the middle of the woods, is it?
It is not, unfortunately.
Okay.
It is this rich city part, so definitely not.
Not.
Still urban setting, technically.
And
15.
profession.
Nice. Well,
Man.
yeah. So, obviously, you know it's a shorse. Like, that's not a thing you're gonna not know, right?
Yeah.
But you have no idea how a horse this size would be bred. Like, obviously it's possible. Like, you're sure it's possible, but like, just like based on the terrain and like the kind of like food and stuff that's around here, just like most of the horses here aren't huge in general. Like, you know, back in Delancia, you might find horses this size. Some. And even those are kind of the exception. But, like, for one, why? Why here? It's muddy. It's not the best place for something this heavy. But then the how question is the other perplexing piece. It's just like, you don't know what sources could be put together to make one of these.
Yeah.
You do think though, of course, that there is some ability to interbreed horses with sources, but it's iffy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you don't want to end up with a
horse.
A horse. I don't know, like Shahos.
A shaluvi horse.
Yeah.
No.
Shows.
So you're not totally sure there. It's generating a lot of questions, like,
a stallion?
This creature sterile? Like, is it? What do they do? How do they do this? Like, it's just, you don't know a whole lot, but you can tell, however, just by like watching people interact with it and how it seems to, just its behavior, its temperament, it's very calm, it's very relaxed, especially for a horse, right? Like a horse-like animal that's in an area with like it's always storming and it's kind of noisy and there's a lot of traffic through here. This animal is absolutely combat trained. And more than that, you think it's probably got some combat experience. You can't quite tell, like, by looking at it, just, like, visually, like, it doesn't have, like, scars and stuff. But again, it also has a full coat right now. But, yeah, you don't think this was just, like, some farm animal or something. Like, this was a creature that might have bore a rider into battle kind of situation.
Yeah. Sorry, now I'm just imagining Lubu riding a horse.
Right?
A big red horse.
Oh
just
my
like
god.
fucking like springs off of its big bouncy flips through the air.
It's Lubu!
Oh, where'd you go?
Oh, no!
No, but
Shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big scary horse, but yeah, you're 100% certain this thing has combat experience, and there's a reason why like nothing around it is bothering it, or it doesn't regard anything else as like a threat. None of that stuff. It's not like a comfortable like, oh yeah, humans and Vishkanya is none of that. It's just like, yeah, I can take all of you. I don't care. It's sweet. Like it's a different energy.
Well, we redeemed something about the positivity.
Oh
Now,
snap!
I have to say something nice about myself, but I'm going to say it in a sad, depressing way.
You're waiting.
Oh gosh, something positive about myself. As much as it makes other people groan, I find deep joy in being sometimes quick-witted on, for example, somebody says the first part of a lyric of a song, and I'm very quickly on it, and other things of that sort. It's like, yeah, we gotta get back to base, and Dave might say second base, something like that.
Right.
But
I like
yeah,
that one. That's one of my favorite
I
lines.
like to believe that at least sometimes I'm quick-witted on jokes of that type or puns.
You definitely are.
And I'm trying not to say any of the downsides of it.
Good.
I'm trying to make it still be positive.
So in the meantime, on the inside of the building, you're very quickly able to, get to Batu. He was kind of busy. He took a second, but he comes and finds you. He says, I didn't expect you back so quickly.
Well, I did tell you I'd think about it, and currently Batu in my life, I cannot join you on your journey.
I had a feeling. But like I said, the offer is open for some time.
All right. Things may change, so I will definitely let you know if they do. But I just did not want to leave it in the air of maybe, maybe not.
Right, of course. I appreciate that. Your honesty and forthcomingness is part of why I value you. As a friend and a potential employee, I've not let go of that yet.
Of course not.
So, can I ask though? What is stopping you exactly? I mean, I know you're currently on a job, but I thought they removed that obstacle by pushing that goal a little bit further. I feel like there's something else preventing you who want to take this.
There is. During my previous job, I told you a little bit about the bandit cave, but we came across something, and I'm just worried that it would affect the success of the moving city.
Gets yourself into some kind of danger.
Maybe, but I would rather not affect something that could be just amazing for our entire continent.
It's very deep frown on his face.
Sorry.
Well, I have to tell you, it's not. That is worse news than I was thinking. Is there a way to help you with this? Like, look, working for Hearth Modric for Dorat Acquisitions, that comes with a lot of pull. I have a lot more connections now.
Let's just say that this is a spiritual problem in nature.
Let's just say. He lets that hang. That's a phrase that generally means stop asking me.
Oh, no. Like, I'm legitimately telling you this is a spiritual problem. It cannot really be fixed by... I just have to be strong enough to say no.
Spiritual.
So you don't understand the problem enough to explain it, but you understand it enough to know how you have to fix it.
I understand a little bit more than I did before, but because it's...
Listen, Lamia.
Yeah.
Who tends to deal with problems that are outside of the bodies? Spirits and the like. That's shamans, yes?
Yeah.
Shamans, medicine men, mages from the Caliphate sometimes, depending on what's going on. Order the White Thrush, whoever. You know what they all have in common?
Organization?
They all have to eat. Which means they all need coin. Don't underestimate the number of problems that money, time, and effort can fix. But sometimes you need all three.
You're not wrong. But I will just say that...
There it is again.
I'm sorry. It's because it has to deal with... Okay, I'll just say because it kind of has to deal with like the realms of secrets and stuff that's hidden and something that wasn't destroyed and it should have been, but it wasn't. It's...
Sam's still talking to the shores, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good, Sam.
Unless you've decided to
just
make your way
wander
inside.
in.
No, I'm just wondering when I appear. I don't know.
It's up to you.
Or when I I'm still talking to yours. Let me know.
He's. Nope. You can see the
Yeah,
he definitely wants to ask more because that's vague. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It's super vague. And
what?
But because it has to deal with that kind of stuff, I just don't want to risk possibly ruining something that would be great for our continent, but also maybe nothing will happen. I just need to be. You need to get better, and everything will be fine.
He nods. Sure. So, hypothetically, if something does happen, what happens?
Worst case scenario, it's bad. It's really bad.
So you're going to look into the face of a friend of yours and tell them not to help you when things could get that bad. You want me to live with that.
It's not that I don't want you to live. I mean, Batu, you know about Mishani, right?
Yes, as much as one can, without being a priest.
Okay. Well, and I'm just not sure how far into the realm of secrets this kind of deals with, or. And I know that I'm not asking you to live with the fact that, hey, something really bad could happen because of something you don't know, but I guess I
maybe
am.
You're not asking it directly, or maybe you don't intend to ask that.
Yeah, no, you just asked a question, and I was answering as honest as I can. I'm hiding quite a bit, obviously, but...
I just complimented you on being forthright.
This is information that could hurt a person, I think. So...
I think you've made that part clear. Guess there's no more to be said, then.
Yeah. And like I said, if things change, I'll definitely try and contact you.
I'm sure you will. He pats you on the shoulder. Back to business.
Yeah, have a wonderful day, Batu.
You too. He walks off. It's a bit of a slower, less energetic pep to his step.
My social rank went down with him. I reversed the card.
Okay. You guys head out? Or do you do anything else?
Every time I hear his name, I can only think of Katu Barada Nikto.
Sure. Yeah.
If we have enough time, can I go shopping real quick for more herbs?
I guess Rahal is with us too.
Well, yeah, Rahal would be around.
Look at the sheer size. Look at the sheer size of this horse. Oh Lord, he coming.
I have never been terrified of a horse before, but now I can say I have been.
This makes Ginger look like a sheep, or a heap even.
Mm-hmm. Are they supposed to get that big? It looks like something has enlarged person on it, but for horses.
I mean, I've seen draft horses for heavy equipment and stuff like that.
I don't think this is a draft. This looks like a completed product.
But yeah, we'll say we're talking about stuff like that when Lamia comes back out.
Yeah. Okay,
but
you said you're going to try to find more herbs?
Just the normal, not my pink draught, but the tea herbs, essentially, the ones that I use in water to help me relax.
Do you have some of those at the moment?
I have. Well, that came from the murder room. I'm not touching those herbs.
You're talking about the painkiller herbs? Because that's what you found in the murder room.
Oh, okay.
The ones you're looking for sounds like the same ones you got from in Saigon.
Yeah.
From what's his name?
It wasn't the actual owner.
No, you got it from the other dude. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sake of brevity. So yeah, you're looking for more of those.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a diplomacy check for
Oh,
gathering information, and if anyone's going to aid, they're going to need to roll first.
please, for love of God, aid
Diplomancy. Does
Diplomancy.
Rahala have diplomancy?
me. Yeah.
Yes, Rahala has diplomacy.
Please, Rahala, aid.
She has a rank in it.
That's
okay.
more than us.
She's got +6.
That's way more than us.
But I'm rolling, so
he fails to aid. She's too
That's
busy
a 2.
talking about. Yeah, she's too busy talking about the comrade.
Yeah. At least
With
she didn't
Sam.
hurt me.
do you have an example of these herbs on you?
I think she does.
Yeah, I have 5
That's
out of
the
10.
sleeping herbs.
5 out of
Basically
7.
tea.
I mean, this is not far fetched, but is there any of these I would recognize using like nature check, or is that going to be
you
more
can,
specific?
You've leveled since you checked before the first time.
Yeah. Knowledge, Natur.
Natur.
Okay. Why do I keep on scrolling past it?
Give me a
Like,
second.
this is for me. God, I cannot roll.
Jeez, bro. God damn.
I was gonna
One of
say,
those days.
I was gonna see if I could identify and look for, see if they were naturally occurring here, if
Yeah.
a possibility, and then try and find some. But
Nope. Yeah, you're not
Okay.
100% sure. So you're just rolling a straight diplomacy.
All right, this is gonna be ugly.
Might
Is
not. Be.
it?
You might roll good. Nope.
We are rolling like trash tonight.
You're asking around, but you're running out of time. It's starting
Yeah.
to get late. So you head
That's
back.
fair. Then let us go back.
I mean, is it possible to try and look like I don't know? I guess I don't know what I'm looking for, so it's probably not even possible to look for these wild growing.
I mean, if she like gave you some of them, you could then try, but they're like dried and crushed and stuff, so it's gonna be hard to know for sure.
Yeah,
But you could,
I'm
if you
gonna
had an
probably
example,
try
you could-
anyway.
You could go by smell, that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
at this point in the day, you'd have to wait until tomorrow, unless
Okay.
you're gonna go looking at night, which
Never
you
mind.
probably don't want to
No.
do. Yeah.
That's how you get eaten by a group.
Right. But yeah, so you guys head back for now. Sam, imagine you like float the idea of like, yeah, if I take some of these with me tomorrow, I can see if I can find some out in the woods.
Yeah. Maybe we could find out, like, there's books about everything in the study,
Mhm.
find some printed examples of this or whatever. Might even ask Regeki or, somebody there, maybe they know about this stuff. I don't know.
I mean, I guess that's an idea.
Not to bug them, but kind of important. It's important that you get better, but
I don't know if I will get better, Sam.
that's not very positive sounding. Sounds like somebody needs to redeem a positivity. No,
You know she's about to.
yeah, I'm gonna say that Sam will. I don't know the proper words, but it'll say, "Oh no, it's all about getting in your own head and saying I am gonna do better. I am gonna beat this. Blah blah blah. You can't be defeated mentally because then you will be defeated. The first war you have to win is the one in your mind."
Lamia will be just nodding to this, like, listlessly.
Honestly, it's probably stuff that your father has also said before.
Yeah.
Except about combat, probably.
I mean, just in general.
Yeah.
It is a very common warrior mentality, that visualization of victory in whatever you're doing. That's
Molly, you got
okay,
redeemed.
Molly, you're up.
Positive.
Oh, I am? Shoot.
Yep.
It's a positive thing about myself. I help my friends when they need it, and I quite am proud of myself for that.
I
Sorry,
agree
the
with that.
coughing and ice thing.
I also agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Molly, you were a very good person.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, that hurts.
She was the
Oh,
best
don't
of us.
pretend
It's
to
gonna be
be
your turn
nearly
next,
as cynical
bitch.
as the rest of us. Oh,
I don't know how
wait,
quick
wait,
that
hold on.
cooldown is, but we might get to Dave.
It's 10 minutes, so I think you're safe tonight. Probably.
Ah,
We might go over a little bit just
so,
to give her
yeah.
some time. But
that or Patrick just goes in and edits the cooldown right now.
Actually,
Yes,
you know what?
Molly's gonna.
oh, Molly's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a
Better
global
make-
cooldown.
wait.
Oh yeah,
think it's a
I
global
don't
cooldown.
see it on the
I think it
thing.
is.
That's.
I
Oh wait, no
I
wait.
think it's global. If
Oh
it's
yeah,
not,
we're
it's-
bored to cooldown. Come back and check for it. That's
Yep.
lame. Well,
It's a global cooldown.
I mean, we're
tried.
small right now, but if we ever have like 20 people watching at once, if they all do it, that would be pretty fucking
Yeah.
disruptive.
yeah,
It'd
that
be
would be
nice
pretty-
of them, but it'd be kind of disruptive. So
Yes.
I might
Anyway.
cool down now. Anyway, so you guys get back. Let's see. Oof.
We get together.
Yeah. You probably group up for a little while. You still have some time before it's actually midnight. I mean, really, it's to you guys.
And so you're sharing the plan of what you intend to do, Eli?
Yeah. Every night, Rahala goes with Sam. You and
I
I.
probably would have shared it with you. Yeah.
You and
Oh,
I
okay.
try and use the mirror to find the doppelganger in the same hallway.
Sounds great. All right.
Or we both use a mirror because we got two mirrors. We'll take Rahala's mirror and then I still have the silver fancy mirror. So we'll both use a mirror and attempt to do this.
Are we gonna be separate from one another?
No, we're in the same place, but we're both using a mirror that doubles our chances of finding the thing.
Yeah,
right?
instead of both y'all crowding around one.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense for us to use one mirror when both of us could have a mirror, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Again, rough approximation. You guys would be in the lower study. Once it's time, that's where you'd go.
It's appearing blank on the screen.
Yeah.
On stream.
Hasn't updated. Let me try again. Boop. That did it.
Hooray!
Ellie says they're gonna enjoy the positivity button.
I don't know. She apparently has 16,000 boops.
Yeah.
So
A lot of
How
boots.
the heck? Oh wait, that's
I'm
right.
just
She goes to more
always
places.
here.
She's
Yeah,
just
she is.
watching. Yeah, I was gonna say I have 22,000 boops and I don't do anything
Hey,
other than
me
have
too.
the stream open. Yeah,
22.7.
22.4 for me, I
I
think.
have like
And
because I forgot
we-
a few times.
The two of us bet on things every once in a while, Panda. So that's how
Yeah.
we have different amounts. Is because the two of us have sometimes
I'll
lost.
probably
things.
lower the cooldown and up the cost, though, is probably what I'll do.
Mm.
Because those points do build up pretty quick. So it's not hard to get enough to do it again, even if you were like out 1 week.
1,000's not a lot to do that.
I mean, it seems like less right now just because it's new and nobody's been spending the points really. So this is just like the full build up of. Anyway, doesn't matter. So you guys have that plan. Are you holding off on figuring out what you're going to do next until
Yep.
after that?
At least for me,
As a
that's,
group.
I want to see if we can figure out something with the doppelganger before we make any more choices.
Makes
And
sense.
I will accept that.
Big fan of having as much information as I can before I make a choice.
All right. Roughly midnight rolls around then. Let's see. Sam, I'm sure you're probably in your room. So Rahala's hanging out in there with you. Don't freak out. Pretty girl is in your room.
Well, I've been rooming with Lamia this whole time, so.
Aw, thank you, Sam.
But don't freak out, though.
Yeah.
Because that's the lady we described as this.
All
Well, I don't know if
women
he's
are
been freaking
queens.
out with Lamia there or not. But he's
He grew
job.
up-
We kind of do.
He grew up in like a bunkhouse situation, basically, with all siblings. So,
Yeah.
like, oh yes, here's the kids' room. There's 20 beds. They all live together. Yeah. So, also, I'm
Plus, a lot of them are Volu, so
yeah,
that fits a
They're
lot
all-
of beds.
yeah.
Small creatures. Not all of them are.
Either that or
Or they're
like
tiny because they're kids.
or like all the beds are like their size, so Sam just grew up like legs hanging off the end.
Right? Like freaking Carrot from Guards. No one see that. It's Terry Pratchett. There's a character called Carrot. He's called that because he's like super built and he like tapers off. He's like no leg day. He's really stupid and he's raised and he also has red hair. I think so. I think he has red hair. I can't remember. But he's really dumb and he's really strong and he's raised by dwarves and he thinks he's a dwarf, even though he towers over all of them. And they're like, "Look, dude, you can't keep growing up down here. Like, we live underground in mines." And
Garrett
you know,
Iron Founderson.
yeah, yeah. Ellen
Yeah.
knows. That story is fucking hilarious. Anyway. So,
I see.
around midnight rolls around. You guys enter the lower study. It's empty. You see the maid that that told you the story about the doppelganger before. She's like headed that direction and sees you guys are going in there. She goes, "Oh, I'll wait till you're done." She seems kind of relieved that she doesn't have to go in there right now.
I mean, fair enough.
You guys head inside. How do you do this? Do you do it at the same time, or give me the rundown on the methodology here?
I mean, I pretty much would just have the mirror out in front of me and just be kind of walking around.
Build a harness involving football pads and then rear view mirrors.
We'd
And
have to
walk
have
back
football
now.
pads first.
Lamia?
I guess I would be kind of following his lead, but like instead of in front of me, I will have it like the mirror looking behind me. Or
Well, that's
so,
what
Yeah.
I'm
so you've got
looking
it.
into the mirror. I'm holding it out in front of me so that I can see behind me.
So you're doing
Right.
the same thing, Lamia.
Yeah.
yeah.
Like you're holding it out, but the mirror itself is facing
Yeah.
you, so that you can, if you look at the reflection, you're seeing behind you.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yeah.
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 I assume that's what both of you are doing.
Yeah.
They're just kind of walking around the study that way. Okay. You walk around a bit. I assume you get in there a little before midnight just to make sure you don't like miss anything or whatever.
Yeah. That'd be the smart thing to do.
Both of you just roll me a solid, just a straight D20.
Ooh.
Okie doke. D20 it is.
That's gonna be hard to beat. Wow, the one time Dave rolls good.
I know, right?
And it's against the nat 20.
I have no idea if that's good or bad.
So Lamia, as
Yeah.
you guys are both walking around, you kind of make a circuit back toward to like the. Say what?
Oh, she said, I had no idea if that's good or bad. And I said, I suppose it depends on perspective and what happens.
True. You get back to the door, like the entrance to the lower study, and right as you're kind of walking over there, you hear the clock from the map room chime for midnight. You kind of look up for a second. There's a flash of lightning outside, roll of thunder for a moment. Look back down to the mirror. And behind you, you see what appears to be a woman about the height of Rahala. That jet black hair hanging down in her face. And smiles. Boo.
I actually have a +1 against fear, so I'll pretend that didn't scare me.
A hand then rests on your shoulder. She goes, I knew you'd be difficult to scare.
Yeah. It's a good thing I am.
Eli, you also hear that voice.
Mhm.
You were like walking back toward the door, so literally you had the mirror out in front of you and it just kind of eclipsed your view of Lamia. So you hear that, you like lower it and you see exactly who is standing behind her. Look! like Rahala. Her hair's down. She got one hand on Lamia's shoulder. Did you guys leave the door open? Or did you close it?
Well, if we were redoing what the maid was doing,
Probably left it open. I mean, you would have.
Yeah, I would imagine we left it open.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you closed it. You might not be sure.
But the door is closed.
But the door is now closed.
Okay.
Any reaction?
Yeah, Lamia glances over and then, yeah, she'll just ask, what do you need to go into the storm?
The head tilts. I don't know your passcode.
Cool.
The smile actually fades. She says, "It is a shame. It would have been a lot easier if you just stayed out of this, you know."
What would have been a lot easier?
Still haven't figured that part out. The less you know, the better. Will I convince you to forget this ever happened?
I mean,
Oh.
I can forget it for a bit.
That's not quite good enough. There's another flash of lightning. The door's gone,
Oh, God.
as is the window.
What
As
about the
are all
wall?
the books.
Oh.
As are the walls. You're standing in what appears to be an endless expanse, like the floor goes on beyond your sight. Just for a second, you can see the walls seeming to retreat further and further away until they are gone into the darkness. You blink and you're back in the study. Everything seems right where it was. It's very quiet. It's not even raining anymore. It's just you two.
Oh, positivity has been redeemed.
I was
And
typing
that
it in
note-
at the same time.
We'll allow Dave to do his positivity, and we will
Cool.
pick up next time.
I am very quick-witted and versatile, and I'm very good at improvising in all situations. There you go.
There are two of those things you could have saved for the next time we had to do this.
I can say 85 positive things about myself. I don't have to believe them.
Oh, all right, fair enough.
Well, unfortunately, Dave, you're right. Anyway,
There you go. I was gonna say one of the pros to being really good at improvising in all situations is that I can come up with stuff off the cuff really fast. It doesn't have to be
Aw.
true. I can just say it. They don't know
Ellie's
me.
sad face.
they don't have to be true, but they were. So, yeah. there you
I
go.
will say that is one of my skills today. I don't know how many people here climbed a tree with the sawzall today and figured out how to like chop stuff down without falling and hurting themselves, but I did, and that's a positive thing.
Oh, without hurting yourself? Okay, I was about to say me too.
Yeah.
But anyway, yes. Unfortunately, that is our session today. We're a little bit late. So,
And we leave off at a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's no longer into the storm, it's now into the dark. No.
And unfortunately, this is the third session, so
Oh
So,
man, is it
It
really?
is.
It
I
is.
wish I was
For
better
real.
at keeping track of those things. That sucks.
Yeah. Me and
So next week-
Rahala are
Well,
in the room. We're talking
Maybe
about
PG
boys,
RPG next week will be fun.
combing
Yeah,
each
you
other's
will.
hair.
It will. Here's what I'll leave you all
Combing
off
each other's
with.
hair.
yes, thank
so,
you.
Sam, well, you and Rahal are in there chit-chatting. You hear the storm kind of pick up outside. And you hear that maid go back over to the study. She goes, "Oh, I guess they're done." And walks
What?
into the empty room.
Oh, good.
Exit screen.
It's a great cliffhanger. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to
Like and
follow,
subscribe.
Yeah, like and
Yeah,
subscribe
you
to the
should
YouTubes.
Go to the YouTubes, yes, and watch
Ring
any of
the
the previous
bell.
ones. Every Monday, the replays of the previous week get posted. So this week's will be up next Monday, usually
Yep.
around noon.
Yep.
So if you want to watch anything or you're missing us on the next week since we're doing Making the TTRPG, or you need to stay caught up because, man, it's hard to remember what happened 2 weeks in the past, rewatch the stuff. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also, character backstories are all on there.
Mhm.
And since we're
Bars.
getting into stuff that has to do with both Lamia and myself's character backstories, go check it out. Watch those if you haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that are actually closed captioned.
There you go. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. We're on all of those. It's all unnatural_1s. We also have a Patreon. If you want to support us on there, it is also, again, unnatural_1s. The numeral.
Pretty much
not the
on
word.
everything.
Yeah.
Pretty much on everything.
So go do all that stuff. We're going to be doing our first patron hangout soon-ish.